Think you're a hater, haters everywhere we go, haters everywhere we go, haters everywhere we go, where we go, haters going down for the count, looking at the ground. I think you're a hater, I think you're a hater, haters everywhere we go, haters everywhere we go, haters everywhere we go, haters everywhere we go, where we go, haters going down for the count, looking at the ground. I think you're a hater, I think you're a hater, haters everywhere we go, haters everywhere we go, haters everywhere we go, where we go, haters going down for the count, looking at the ground. I think you're a hater, I think you're a hater, haters everywhere we go, haters everywhere we go, haters everywhere we go, where we go.
And if you was instead of hating, you'd be balling too. I know you seen us falling too. All the rich niggas is all my crew. Fuck it, they can't touch us. If stuck up is what you call it, cool. Ooh, you should have seen when I came down in that. Black on black, cause it's greater haters face down on the mat. Splat, yeah, I can make a green nigga mad. Quick, fast, flash like 10 cash on this bitch. You can tell I'm a G by the walk in the stands. I play the game, make me talk in the stands. Watch how you talk when you talk to the man. If it ain't about bread, you talk to the head. I show you how to get rich. You got a weak arm.
Salute, young world, salute.
Salute.
Man, we about to cook. Give me like 1 minute. Let the thing ride out a little bit. I'm getting my stuff together. We about to cook on this. Boy, a southpaw kryptonite is straight right. The boy turned that jab into straight right. Woo! I'm about to cook on it.
They tell me say what I want, I tell them, get your money, girl, and just stop breathing. Cause if it ain't about that dough, it ain't about me neither. See a gangster like myself, I get that paper and women. Man, your woman probably out there with some paper to give me. Listen, you're looking at a real pimp, ask my old women. And they'll tell you no remote, I control women. I'm a whole load.
Salute Edgar Chavez. Salute Judah Rise, Fight Ready TV, Young World. Chillville, Fight Ready TV. Salute, salute, salute. Yes, I picked Edgar Spence to win, and he didn't. But we won as boxing fans. Bud showed me some things that I ain't seen in Bud. And damn, I was glad that I was able to see it. Because like I tell everybody, I'm with the best, fight the best. Aaron DeLauder. I can't say he was and he wasn't. Bud was strong as shit that night. I admit. But I don't want to make no excuses or take away from a great fight. But Bud was brawling. He was big as hell. And hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. Derek James. Nah, Edward Jr. Spence ain't the one that missed weight, but Spence has been at that weight class too long. He was weight drained as well. And Spence didn't rehydrate correctly. Like, if you see, Spence was about the same size he was when we seen him at that weigh-in. Like, one of his advantages was having the size over Crawford and the strength. But Crawford was the bigger man. Crawford had the strength. And one thing about fighting the southpaw, every orthodox fighter know when you fight the southpaw, that straight right is a southpaw's kryptonite. Bud is a right-handed southpaw fighter. So his jab is his right hand, which is his power hand. So he turned that jab into a straight right all night. And see, his dominant hand is going against Earl's weak hand. And he's beating him to the punch because most people's dominant hand is faster than another person's weak hand. And he was tagging him. And he took away Spence's jab. Spence does everything off the jab. See, Spence is a rhythm fighter. He gets his rhythm with his jab. And if you take away that jab, then it messes up the rhythm. See, he does everything in timing and rhythm. And Bud was able to, first round, Spence did okay. The second round, Bud came over top of that jab and he punished Spence. He made him pay. And one thing about it, when Spence got hit in that second, when he got dropped early, it rocked his equilibrium. It rocked his equilibrium. And I feel he never really recovered from that first knockdown. Because if you watch football or any kind of contact sport, when somebody gets a concussion, they usually get a weak protocol. But in boxing, if you get a concussion, you still got to go back out there and fight. And see, Earl kept ducking his head right there, and it was just sitting his head right there on Bud's, right there for Bud. Bud a step back, and he got that long reach. He stepped back, and pow, he was popping him every time. And I'm like, Earl, stop ducking down to the right. You ducking into that man's power. You ducking into that man's power. See, he used to fight orthodox fighters. You know, he ducked to the right. But Bud is a southpaw that's an orthodox fighter in the southpaw stance. So Spence was ducking and ducking right into Bud's power shot. Yeah, there is. But you know, I got my fighters who I like. Like Roy Jones is my favorite fighter still. And when he started losing, that shit hurt. But hey, it ain't gonna stop me from spitting the facts. I got the link down there for anybody want to hop up here. You know, I told you souls, or anybody want to do whatever you got to do. I'm here. I'm a grown man, baby. I take my crow and eat it like a champion. You feel me? Hey, Judah Rise, he looked off for a minute. It looked like he didn't have no strength or no pop in his shots either. And he looked the same size he was for that. If y'all go back and look at the mock weigh-in they had, Earl Spence looked like he was the exact same size of that mock weigh-in. And I'm like, damn, he didn't bulk up. Like, that was one of his advantages, being the bigger fighter. And he wasn't. He was by far not. What's going on, Big Shaq the God?
What's good, broski, man? I took that L with you last night. It is what it is. Like you said, man, my man ain't rehydrated at all. I knew the rehydration was gonna be the tail of the tape with this one, man. Bud looked bigger on the scale and even way bigger after the situation in the ring, man. I thought Earl was gonna get up to like 160. He looked like he might have lost a pound. You see his arms, bro?
Yeah, he didn't rehydrate at all, bro.
That nutritionist, man, he ain't do a good job at all, man. Like he looked better coming off the fat camps.
Exactly. But you know, a lot of people sitting there saying Bud and Victor Conte, because you know Victor Conte, you know, he's with that shit. But I'm not even gonna throw that out there because it takes the fight.
Yeah, I ain't gonna throw no smut on that man's jacket till we
but
get
I'm gonna tell you like this.
test or something.
Yeah, but Bud was strong as shit.
Bud
was strong as shit. But a lot of people say Bud, that's why Bud took that extra year so him and Victor Conte can do something.
Man, I think the sharpness was more decisive than the strength, though. Like
hey, John Kramer. Hold on 1 second, bro. John Kramer, yeah, they did test it for that fight, but you remember the fight got pushed back for a whole year as well, though. So even, I'm not saying Bud did anything, but if he did do something, he had plenty of time for it to be out of his system for the test. You remember, because you know he stalled the fight out for over a year. This fight is a year and 4 months stalled out. So even if he did, like anyway, he stalled it out after they pushed it back from May when they had to do the double testing. But I'm not going to assume none of that because you know we got a great fight. I mean, you know, hey, the man showed different look. He looked like Inouye out there really against Fulton. Like Earl was lagging, like Fulton was lagging. But like, even if Bud was juicing up, it still wouldn't have mattered because Earl had no strength. Earl, I don't know what that nutritionist was giving Earl, but he didn't nutrition or rehydrate him up the way he should have. Earl was still small, bro. Like the same size from the way in. I seen him when he walked out. I say, bro, Earl didn't gain no type of weight. Like, what the hell are they trying to do? And you can tell because when Bud hit him in the shoulder one time, Earl stumbled across the damn stage. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, Earl looked lethargic, man. Like with Bud's strength, like I don't know, it could have been natural. I ain't gonna do that to my man. I ain't gonna put no smut on his jacket because he went in there and did what he was supposed to do. I think contrastly, Earl looked way more weak than Bud looked strong. Earl's lack of strength was more prevalent than Bud's super strength. Earl ain't have his legs up under him. He was lethargic. Even when he was speaking, he seemed lethargic. There was no energy to him. I think
Hey,
that the
Hosanna.
nutrition situation, maybe he overtrained. Maybe it was too much road work. Maybe the fact he trained in Vegas. I don't know. But he left a lot in the gym. He didn't come in there half himself last night.
Hey, John Kramer, I was thinking the same, but I don't wanna throw out no accusations, bro. But I'm gonna tell you like this. Bud had his power was serious, bro. Hey, Judah Rise. Earl is a disciplined fighter, bro. That man's been disciplined. He held his weight for 2 years waiting on Bud the contract. And for that man to be in 147 his whole career, most fighters been moved up a couple times. Earl is completely weight drained in 147. You know what I'm saying? And Earl, I'm not going to say Bud was juicing. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to disrespect or mess up the fight like that. But I'm going to tell you like this. That first shot in the second round that dropped EJ, that changed the fight right there. Because when he caught Earl right there, Earl put his head right there, and Bud caught him right there behind the ear. And if anybody knows,
right behind the ear,
that's an equilibrium shot. So an equilibrium shot, you just can't recover from that. And see, one thing you got to realize, if you remember in sports, when you get a concussion in football, they take you out and won't let you play for a whole week. You know why? Because it's not just over there. See, in boxing, you only got yourself to rely on. So when you get hit like that, he still wasn't recovered. Like his legs wasn't there after the second round. So he was fighting off heart the rest of the time, and Bud was sitting back picking him up. And Bud's jab was brutal. I was like, fuck, where the hell did all this shit come from?
Keeping a hundo with you first round when Earl won that first round, but
Yeah, he
I
won the
saw him
first
reaching
round
over the front foot. But he was still reaching. Even in the first round that he won, he was reaching, man. And I seen
bro.
Bud counter over the top of the jab when he was reaching. And I said, man, if he keep reaching like that, yo, this is gonna be a short night. And man, I'd be damned after he
Bro,
got
he
dropped.
was
It
he
seemed
was
like
knocking
Earl just
Earl
sold
silly
out
with the
and went for
jab,
broke.
bro. He was knocking Earl
The
silly
jab
with
was
the
crazy.
jab. And I seen Earl take a shot from Danny Garcia, a whole hook. And
he was out of position terribly too, man.
when he pushed him in the second round, and I seen Bud about topping him over, I said, man, that man weak as hell. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. It's a certain thing, because I used to box. It's a certain thing called overtraining as well. And Earl, every time that they was done training, Earl wanted to go 15 more minutes or 30 more minutes. Like he kept pushing himself. And sometimes you can overwork yourself. And I'm talking about, bro, I can't explain that fight. I would have never seen it. Nobody could have told me what. And it looked like Bud's punches was hurting EJ real bad. And I've seen EJ take big shots. I've seen him in the gym take big shots. And I've never seen Bud with that type of power. Like, Bud has some new, whatever he did that year, it worked. That man
He was
came
hitting
in
him so
strong.
clean though, too, bro. You never seen Earl getting caught so clean like that. Normally he get like something up and deflect and take something off it. He wasn't riding no punches. He wasn't doing none of that. He wasn't turning off nothing. He was just eating everything clean, bro. Like he couldn't even see him.
Nah, hey, Judah Rise, I think at 154, it'd be a much stronger Earl. See, I've told y'all before the fight, we've only seen half of Earl's strength. Earl is nowhere near as strong as he can be at 160 and 154. See, when you cut weight, you lose punch resistance, you lose power, and you lose some of your speed. See, that's why when people say people weight draining themselves or they crunch it down being a weight bully, that doesn't always benefit you. Because if you going against a fighter that's right there for that weight class and he a skilled fighter and you are being a weight bully, then you're going to be in trouble because you're going to be half the fighter that you want to be. And see, Earl should have been left that division last year.
Yeah.
Sitting around
maybe
at
2
that
years.
weight, sitting around at that weight wasn't good for him. And you see, this is what I'm telling you about people's power. Bud at 140 wasn't knocking shit out like he is at 147. Because see, 147 is his natural weight to be at. So you see, as he got to his natural weight, his strength started. He's not constricting his muscles. See, hold on, let me let this guy on. But see, Earl, he's limiting his muscles right now. Let's go. Salute, D. What's up?
What's up, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? Great night in boxing, man. Oh my God, we watch history. What's going on?
What's going on, brother?
Man, I'm here with the family and the kids, you know, doing the daddy thing. You know how that go.
But I'm gonna tell you like this: regardless, Earl Spence is still my guy. I'm gonna ride with him till the wheels fall off. Bud just made history, and he was the better guy that night. And like
Earl
I said,
showed heart.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking. But look, anybody that knows boxing knows the straight right is a southpaw's kryptonite. Bud is a right-handed fighter that fights in southpaw. His jab was his straight right. And that's why they've been working, and we seen it in the training camp where they was making that jab into a power jab. And that power jab, he was timing Earl and he was popping it through.
I keep it real with you, man. Even at Earl at his best, I still think he might have lost that fight, but I think he could have had a better account of himself in the loss because stylistically, it looked like it was all wrong. It was all wrong stylistically, but man, we can't ignore how my man looked after that rehydration. He didn't look right, man. But either way,
I wouldn't say that because Earl has different styles. Last night he was off. Last night, the man, his big advantage of being bigger was gone. I don't know what happened. He didn't even rehydrate or something because he looked like the same size as that mock weigh-in. At that mock weigh-in when they had already started rehydrating, like, I don't know what type of nutritionist was nutritioning it, but he didn't get Earl. Earl looked like he was about 152 in that fight. And Bud looked like a good.
Why wasn't the plan to bang Terrence? Why wasn't the plan to come in bigger and bang that man? It looked like they was ready for like a boxer fight, like the run, the move and try to be slick for some reason. It didn't even look like he built himself up for war. You know what I mean?
Yep. Hey, Richard Pavlik, I make all these videos because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the fight scene. I didn't say I could predict everything. I thought Earl Spence was going to win. I gave you the keys to what I thought. He lost. Point blank, period. Why are you just now commenting on my channel and you never commented before? See, I respect the people like Rip Timms, Chillville, Timothy Stoudemire. You know, people that's been repping Bud, that's been saying something. Not the people that come out when everything's said and done. You got people that's just like with Canelo or Inoue. You don't hear from them the whole time. But then when the win comes, that's when they pop their ass out. That's called cowards. If you're going to stand on the guy, you should have stood on him from the beginning. But yeah, I was wrong, and I have no problem admitting it. Bud had a great game plan. He came out there. He turned his jab into a straight. A straight is a southpaw's weakness, and he was popping Earl every time Earl jabbed. The key was to take away Earl's jab and try to push Earl back. Bud did all of those. He was quicker. He was sharper. He had the better fight. He was the winner. You know, I have no problem admitting I'm a grown man. And you know, I got my channel. I got my people here with me. We talking boxing. And like I said, everybody's opinion is good here. I don't doubt nobody for their opinion. I let everybody get up here and talk and speak what they want us to talk. I don't say nobody's stupid or nothing because we all got our own opinion. That's part of watching sports. Nobody's always right or there'll be a billionaire. Now, I just dropped the link. Anybody want to get up here, y'all can get up here. But I'm going to tell you like this. That wasn't Spence right there last night. Bud, he was spectacular. Spence, hey, I don't know who it was. Because that fight right there looked easier than any of Bud's fights for real. Like,
that was Bud's best performance against Spence's worst performance, man.
Yeah. See, a lot of this shit goes to Spence's arrogance as well. You feel me?
Yeah.
Spence
He
was
thought he could
arrogant.
concede everything and still win. He thought he could concede
Yeah,
everything
and like
and
when you
still
get at this
steamroll
level
my
right
man.
here,
They ain't like that.
when you at this level right here, you gotta respect the next opponent. Earl felt like he could just
Mm-hmm.
take time off and just get in there. Bud wasn't like that. He took that tune-up fight with Avenizzi. He ain't stupid.
Yeah,
But
Bud respected Spence more than Spence respected Bud, obviously,
yeah.
man. Bud won this fight outside the ring before it even got in the ring.
Hey, Earl was messed up from the get-go. I think from the coin toss, I said Bud in his head. And when Bud came out,
that shit deflated him.
Yeah, Earl was looking shaky in the damn ring then. You know, this is my biggest moment. This nigga coming out last. Because, nobody remembers who comes out first. They always remember that grand entrance, that last entrance. But like I said, Earl at his best at 154, it'll be a different fight. It's like I said, with this, it's who can oppose they whim. No, I didn't say, Rick, I never said Bud was juicing. I said he looked strong, and I sat there and said, I'm not going to put that out that he was juicing. I said, I don't want to take nothing away from the fight. That's exactly what I said, Rick. I sat there and said, Bud looked good. I said, I'm not going to say he was juicing. I just said he was real strong. He put on some good weight. I sat there and rewinded back. I came back and said, Bud was strong. I said, Bud had a good time. And I told the chat, we're not going to say he was juicing because we don't want to take away or mar the fight. I said he was just the great. Oh, okay. Because, hey, I'm a boxing fan, first and foremost. Like, I was a Bud Crawford fan, and I told everybody this a while ago when he beat Yuriorkis Gamboa. When he beat Yuriorkis Gamboa, I was like, man, this dude is special. Because Gamboa was my guy. And I'm just being honest. Gamboa was my guy. I always wanted to see Juan versus Gamboa. And Orlando Salido messed that fight up. And then when Bud beat Yuriorkis Gamboa, and everybody talk about that wasn't a great win, I said, hell, that Yuriorkis Gamboa was his best win because that nigga was the Cyclone of Guantanamo. Yuriorkis was the guy. And Bud beat him, and that's when I became a Bud fan. But when Bud started bullshitting with the negotiations, and everybody that know me know, that's when I started getting on his helmet. Because the best should fight the best, and I felt like he wasn't trying to make the fight. And really, if Spence didn't take all this shit that Bud was asking, we never would have got this fight and we would have never seen this. So my hat's off to Spence for agreeing to all Bud's nuances so we can get this fight. But hey, it was a great fight. Can't take nothing away from either fighter. Spence showed me heart. He got up 3 times. Bud showed me he was crafty. He took away Spence's jab. And once I told y'all, Spence works off a rhythm. I say once Spence get going, it's hard to stop him. And if y'all remember 2 lives ago, I said he's like the juggernaut. Once he gets going, you can't stop him. So you got to stop him before he gets going. And I said, if Bud can do that, then it'll be different. And I said, depending on how he takes this first punch, because I told y'all, I said, Bud is going to catch Earl. He's going to catch Earl clean. I said, one point in this round, it's going to happen. And I said, the way Earl reacts to the way Bud catches him clean is going to determine the way that fight happened. Bud caught him clean. He went down. He got his equilibrium rocked, and that was the end of the fight from the second round. The rest, he was sitting there drowning.
Nah, I agree. I'll say this, man. When we were talking the other day, I just all the things I predicted.
Shalom, Shawah. Hold on one second. Shalom, Shawah Allah, my moderator chat. Salute.
But yeah, what we got to see last night was just greatness. I want to say shout out to Terrence Bud Crawford. He was phenomenal. He was if you would have told me that certain things he was going to be better at than Earl Spence, I would have said, nah, that's just not going to happen. Like
me too.
Like he was the better inside fighter. Nobody, even Bud fans, didn't think that he would be the better inside fighter, and he was. He dominated in that area. I was also wrong, y'all. I didn't think it was no way he could out southpaw a natural southpaw, and he did exactly that. He didn't even go to orthodox one time in the fight. He stayed in that stance and dominated. And like I said, I don't care if this fight rematched. What I saw is just he can't beat Bud. Bud was just a better fighter. It just Bud was stronger. We thought that he could bully him. He couldn't do that. And what we was talking about, Echelon, what was my main thing I was saying? When he gets you hurt, yeah, he not Javante Davis or Wilder power, but he's so accurate at closing you out that those, remember we was talking, those other punches that guys normally miss after they hit you with something hard and then they come back with a 3-4, another punch, but they missed those other two. Crawford connects with those next couple punches, and that's how he kept dropping him. He'll hit him with one good one and then follow right up with two clean, whatever it was. And he catch you while your momentum was off. He does a great job of doing that. And like I said,
hold on one second, bro. I'm gonna let you cook. Judah Rise. Hell nah. Boots. Spence ain't gonna use Boots. Boots is a world champion contender. Yep. When you're a world champion contender and you about to fight somebody, you never gonna have them in your sparring count. Go ahead, bro.
But nah, just like I said, man, Bud was just better in every aspect. Bud dominated in certain aspects of fighting that I thought it was no possible way. I thought Spence was better at. He's not. He's not the stronger fighter. He wasn't the better inside fighter. He wasn't better at cutting off the ring. All the things that we love for Errol Spence to do, Bud did it better. And I gotta give that man his props. The best fighter in the world.
I'm gonna say this. We gonna give him his props. He won the fight, all of that. But my concern is Errol Spence. I get what y'all are saying, but at the end of the day, that is not the same Errol Spence we have ever seen. We have never seen Errol Spence get knocked down like that in a fight, even when Ugas hit him. I really do feel like this was a mental game on Errol from the beginning. I feel like Errol was already lost in those negotiations. When somebody plays you, you never spin the block on them. When somebody do you dirty, when he pulled out those negotiations the first time, Errol should have washed his hands clean with him. Everything was strategic, in my opinion. I don't even understand as much shit Mike Tyson talked about Errol Spence. I don't even understand why Errol even went on his show. The coin toss was bullshit. They made sure that it's like Errol really got played from beginning to end.
Well, I'll say this. I agree, but at the end of the day, Earl was talking. Earl stood on it, and as men, it ain't none of that. You walked in that ring, you was prepared to fight. You beat up everybody else at that weight division, and I can't even put it on that. I think when you stand against somebody that you haven't seen before, he makes you like that. He really dropped him 4 times because he was about to stop the fight. So that 4th time is when they stopped it. Like, he just was more dominant. It's just not better than him. It just is.
Well, we're not gonna sit up here and just act like Errol Spence ain't shit.
He not. No, he not. We ain't saying that he ain't shit. He got dominated though. I know what I saw. He got dominated.
He ain't shit, and like he ain't who he was, and like he didn't collect those 3 belts.
No, he did. He collected all the. I thought I had Spence winning, but what we saw, we can't lie. What we saw, he got dominated in every aspect of fighting. And I'm not being a real man if I come up here and give Spence any type of excuse. He was running his mouth. He said he was going to beat him. He was talking big heavy. He lost. It is what it is. He's the younger fighter. I can't give the younger fighter any type of excuse. He lost. It just is what it is. He got dominated.
Hold on one second. Hey, Richard Pavlik.
I'm calling what I saw.
Hold on one second. Richard Pavlik, we ain't going to keep disrespecting like that, talking about Tim Zua do it to him, bro.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's crazy. Stop it.
Keep talking wild, man.
That's crazy.
Get that dumb ass out of here, man.
That's wild.
Out of here, man.
Now he lost to the best fighter in boxing, and it ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just some guys you can't beat. It just is what it is. Just like how Floyd was. It's just ain't Pacquiao and them ain't shit and ain't good, and Canelo and them ain't shit and ain't good. They just not better than him, and it just shows that. And if you noticed in all those fights against super class fighters, when they went up against a Floyd, they didn't look the same. In the same way, when guys going up against Bud, they just not looking the same. From Porter to all these guys, for Mean Machine and on the last guy he fought, for them to perform better than Earl did, I can't give Earl any type of excuse. He just lost to the better man, man. Just lost.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Like I say, Father Time is undefeated. You feel what I'm saying? Earl should have moved up a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you still fighting in that division, you take what comes with you.
Yes.
Like he was always complaining about this division, but if you complain, you accepted the contract. You know what I'm saying? Like Earl, I'm gonna tell you like this. My honest assessment, Earl was weight drained. He was too weak. Earl is not good for that division no more. That's first and foremost.
Yeah, I agree.
Second off, he wasn't even the bigger fighter. He didn't even rehydrate properly. I don't know what the hell they did.
Yeah, Albert Echelon, I wanted to ask you that, bro. All his other fights, what happened? Why he didn't gain the weight
you gotta
back?
ask that damn nutritionist that he got, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Earl looked like he was the same size as that Mark weigh in.
Yes, he did, didn't he?
So I'm gonna tell you like this, right? Earl, they said they're gonna make a rematch. I'm gonna see it at 154. Earl's gonna be a lot stronger. Hopefully he gets Blu-ray back. If he don't, that's dumb because Blu-ray got you there. You should have kept it right there.
Should have kept it right there, man.
But that arrogance and they was bumping heads and everything. But hey, I'm gonna tell you like this: Riddick Bowe beat the shit out of Holyfield. Holyfield came back in that second fight and won.
Yep. Oh, it can happen.
And I'm gonna tell you like this: I don't know what happened, but at 147, Earl can't fuck with Bud, and I'm just keeping it real. And Earl should have moved up instead of sitting around a whole year or took another fight. You keep taking, man, this man that's his second fight in almost 4 years. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, I know you think you don't have to take a tune-up, but nigga, you're not perfect. You're not God. Even damn Sugar Ray, even the best of the best took tune-ups. Floyd took a tune-up. You can't just keep coming in and a person's firing on all cylinders, you're going to get your ass whooped, bro. You at the highest level. This is the top of the top, the upper echelon. You know, I had a shameless plug.
I like that. I like that.
Shameless plug. But look, he did it to himself. He signed the contract.
Yep.
He agreed to get in there. He can't make no excuse. You got your ass whooped.
Upper echelon, I'm going to say this, man.
Ain't no shit coulda wouldas. Look, you had a chance to go to 154. You didn't. You said you were going to run it back. You didn't. You said a one-sided ass whooping. It happened, but not the way you thought. So, look, hey, try your hand at 154. I'm glad that he wanted the rematch. He made me an even bigger fan because he got his ass up after being knocked down 3 times. That showed me the heart,
man. He got heart, man.
And I tell you like this, it's not but like 3 or 4 fighters in history that's retired undefeated. The greatest fighters have taken losses. Yep. Lennox Lewis is one of the greatest heavyweights. He took a couple losses, been knocked out. Tyson took losses. My favorite Roy Jones, he took losses. You know, everybody takes losses.
No, I agree.
It's not how you take a loss, it's how you react.
How you bounce back from it, man.
And I think iron sharpens iron. Derek James has now seen this, and you know he was better prepared for that. Like he was giving Earl great adjustments. Earl just couldn't do it. That second round knockdown. Yeah. Earl never recovered from that shot.
Nope.
His equilibrium was shattered. His legs was weak as hell. He was weak as hell, honestly. And so go to 154, do what you do. You already a Hall of Famer. You unified 3 belts. You lost to the best fighter in the world. Take your hat off to that.
Take your hat off to that, man.
You beat 3 champions. And you know, you got more up there at 154. Jamel Charlo has a loss and a draw. And he has a chance to be 2 times undisputed. Jamel Charlo is a great fighter, and he's going to have a great legacy. That loss didn't make him fall. It made him stronger. Sometimes you got to lose to learn.
Lomachenko, the prime example.
Come back better than what you was before. And Bud, that was a great fight. At first, I thought Boots Ennis would wash Bud, but after seeing that right there, if that same Bud showed up against Boots, he would have a hell of a firefight right there.
Yep. And you know I'm from Philly. You know I'm from Philly, but after watching that, you know what I think that fight would just come down to? Experience. I think Bud would win just off experience. Yep. Just off of the moment. Just off of, you know, when it's hot and heavy in there, it's 8th round. We both breathing heavy. That experience showed, man. And like
Bud was able to control the pace.
Yo, upper echelon, what did I say when we was talking about how Bud win this? I said he has to be first. He has to make sure Earl doesn't get in his rhythm. You said the same thing. He can't let Earl get in the rhythm. And the part that was even more crazy to me, I think that since what we did wrong, us as Earl fans, what we did wrong, and I'll never make this mistake again. We looked at that man's resume and who he fought, and we looked at the result and said, well, that's not Earl because that fighter is not such and such this good, blah, blah, blah. What we came to find out is Terrence is like, just like a lot of the other powerful fighters, Javante, Deon, it don't matter who they fight. That power is real. And I think Earl, upper echelon, I think when that second round, when he dropped him, Earl looked at him like he was shocked, like, oh, you didn't think I was strong enough to flash knock down you. I am. Back up.
But see, Earl has power too, but his power was non-existent.
And guess what, upper echelon? I wanted to ask you, this is the main thing. Why he didn't, and maybe it's more credit to Bud, because I know you might say this, because I agree there too. But he wasn't applying pressure, and times he did. It looked like he was being successful upper echelon, but then he would take a step back and let Bud get it together.
Bro, he didn't have no power, period.
Yeah, bro, I didn't understand.
I was watching that. Earl didn't even have a fourth of his power. Like I said, I don't know what that nutritionist was doing. Like, Earl didn't rehydrate properly. I don't know what the hell happened.
I never seen him that small going into a fight.
Yeah, Earl was the same size as the mock weigh-in. He probably put on maybe about 4 or 5 pounds. Usually Earl's a big, thick, full fighter. He wasn't. And he had no power, period. Them shots wasn't even phasing Bud. Earl was not having no type of power. Even when he digged Bud in the body at the end of the first round, I said, man, damn, that shit
was weak as hell. I said the same thing up echelon. Like upper echelon, you know it's a weak punch. Like when your chest is extended more than the punch, like your punch is not out front of you. It's like your chest is poked out and your punch is behind you. It ain't no power on that, man. Bud was digging. You hear them talk? Like I heard Bud. I'm watching it at home. I heard Bud body shot. Like I was like, oh, he heard him. Like I felt that. Like damn. Like okay. And like I said, I just think right now, man, from what I saw from Bud, I got to give the man credit. The parts that I thought Earl would
exactly, Shua.
Yeah, the parts I thought Earl would dominate on, Earl dominated on. And you got to give the man his credit. Because if you upper echelon, we would have picked Bud if we would have known he would have been a better inside fighter. If we would have known he would have been a more aggressive fighter, well, then Earl Spence don't have a chance. You know what I mean? But that's not what we thinking going in because we haven't seen that from Earl. We haven't seen nobody out aggression Earl, bully Earl, be first to the punch before him. Crawford did all that. Cutting the ring off better. And like I said, the main thing was the inside fighting. I did not think Crawford could be a better inside fighter than Earl Spence, and he did. And that was the separation in the fight.
The separation when he was timing Earl's jab.
Yep.
Earl took everything off rhythm. And he kept firing that straight right down there. And like I tell people before, the kryptonite to a southpaw is a straight right. And he was firing that straight right down Earl's damn throat. And Earl, I kept seeing him pushing his head back. And he was inside of Earl too. Because as a southpaw, that straight right is dangerous.
Yep.
That is a dangerous shot. See, Bud and them, with him being a switch hitter and him really being a right-handed fighter, he has his power punch that close to Earl's face.
Yeah,
so his power hand is right there. And boom, it's right there before Earl can react.
His power hand is jab hand. So that's that was crazy to me too. Like I didn't like. Now I will give Derek James. I gotta give Derek James some credence on this one, man. How you didn't have him prepared to have his head off the line, upper echelon? Like his head was right there. Like every time he threw it, it's like he's not. It was like Earl wasn't expecting punches to come back.
Hold on 1 second, D. Hey, Cedric.
What up, brothers?
What's up, sir? How you doing, man?
Like
I'm doing good, brother. Doing good.
I don't mind you saying what you gotta say. And
I ain't gonna do nothing, man. I ain't coming.
No. I'm talking about earlier, bro. You leaving 1,000 fucking comments on all my damn things, bro. Come on, man. Be a grown man about it. I said he won, but to sit there and start talking and taking shots at me personally, bro, I ain't with that, bro.
Man, come on, man.
No, everybody's
you getting personal, dude.
No, you got personal when you was calling me names talking about I look like such and such, bro. Let's keep it
like I'm just trash talking, dog. I don't even know.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. We can talk trash, but when we start getting personal with it, bro, it's different. Now, when you talking about Earl, I don't
I
mind.
digress. I apologize.
All right. Now,
Do
what
you
you
accept my
got to say?
apology? Do you
Go
accept my
ahead. What you got
apology?
to say? We got
Huh?
shut the bro. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead and talk your shit.
I ain't gonna do that, man. I can't do that.
It was a great fight. That man showed me shit that I ain't seen. Rumble.
No. Look, this is what I want to say. We can lay to rest the 39 tomato cans y'all been saying this man.
I can't hear you,
Hey,
man.
yeah, we can't hear you, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We can lay to rest the 39 other tomato cans y'all say that that Bud fought. We can lay that to rest. And what my thing is this, I'm not gonna rub it in, but I knew it was gonna go down. I think Bud heard all of the criticism. I think he heard about him having a lack of a resume. I think he remained calm and posed. And he gave Spence something that Spence had never seen before. He just totally
He
controlled the
outclassed.
dynamic of the fight. He totally, and then he created the shots as he went along. He's a boxing savant. I was telling my brother, they can say what they want to say. I'm
He
saying
set him.
now.
No, he was setting them up. He
Yeah,
was
but
setting Earl up, and
yeah.
then he had Earl walking into traps.
Yeah. But what I'm saying
And Earl kept
is,
his head right there. I don't know what happened, but he
I didn't
he did
understand
what he
that
had to
either.
do.
all I'm saying is this. They can say what they want to say. I'm saying this now. Bud is the GOAT. I don't know who Floyd Mayweather is no more. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, no, you going too far now,
No,
bro.
I'm not. No,
You
I'm
going
not.
too far, bro.
Floyd
Chill with that,
ain't
bro.
been undisputed once in 2 different weight classes. Floyd ain't done that. Floyd didn't get to the Hall of Fame. Terrence did all this stuff before way quicker than what Floyd did.
No, he didn't. Floyd was a Hall of Famer after the Arturo Gotti fight.
Man,
What are you talking about?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being undisputed in 2 weight classes.
No, that's a great accomplishment. That don't make you a better fighter. That's a great
Floyd was
accomplishment.
never undisputed in one weight class, buddy.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm saying now he over Floyd. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's your opinion, but that's not.
Yeah.
It's not. He hasn't beat more champions than Floyd. He doesn't have a better record than Floyd. He hasn't accomplished more in
Man,
boxing.
I just think that Bud.
Nobody he fought is going to go down
think
higher than Manny Pacquiao. Nobody. Manny Pacquiao is going to be over all of them. Floyd beat him, and De La Hoya too.
Okay. All right. I thought he don't want people to interrupt him, but he doing it today.
No, that's my fault. I'm just saying, bro. When you speak,
I ain't interrupt you, bro.
That was me. That's Dean. I was just saying when you speaking on, if you want to say a fighter is better than somebody and they both undefeated, now we got to look at who they fought to try to say that Terrence Crawford got the same type of resume that Floyd got with 50 wins. That's just not true. That's not true.
Listen, he only 10 off.
Nah, but then look at the world class of fighters. Floyd is fought Pacquiao.
Floyd fought 22 champions.
Man, let me tell you something,
bro. That's kind of crazy.
Let me tell you something. One thing I like about it is Floyd do have a little bit. He did have a little bit of cherry picking in him. It's a smart business tactic.
Bud had a lot of cherry picking. Honestly,
yeah, like Ebenesian is a cherry. What are you talking about?
Bud had a lot of cherry picks. If we being honest, so don't say Floyd had cherry picks. Now,
okay, well, guess what then? Okay, so if that's the case, then no problem. Terrence cherry picked Spence then.
No,
He cherry picked his ass.
He didn't even say that.
He cherry picked him.
Bro, you can't say that when he don't agree with that. Like Bud Crawford don't agree with that.
I don't care. Listen.
How you going to not care with the guy that you arguing about would disagree with you on it? You talking about him. Like,
who is this? Is this you up? Is you up?
No, that's not me talking, bro.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Talking.
I'm just asking. Who's this guy that's talking? Who are you?
That's Dean. He's right above you.
Dean. I can't see his face.
He's right above you.
Okay. Yeah, but Dean, boy, you sound a little bit like what's wrong? You just looked at a Waiting to Exhale video or something? You good?
Oh, what?
You just looked at a Waiting to Exhale movie or something? You good?
That was supposed to be funny.
No, that's me asking you a question.
No, bro. Personal. Don't disrespect me, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hey, big OG, listen here. Talk your boxing. I'm not him. You'll look like Earl Spence fucking with me. Chill out.
First of all,
Oh,
you
it ain't
don't
no
want
first of all nothing. It ain't no
now.
first of
You
all
don't want that
nothing,
now.
sir. Hold on,
You
hold
don't.
on.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
said the
turn the
same
camera
thing,
on.
right?
It ain't no first of all nothing, sir. I will
He
smack
said the
the shit
same
out you.
thing.
Don't
Oh, he
play with
on
me,
now.
sir.
This you now.
Don't play with me, sir.
Oh, this you now. Okay,
Yeah,
I
don't
see
play
why
with
you
me, sir. I'm
irritated.
just saying,
I
sir.
see where
Sir,
you're a
talk
little
your
bit
boxing.
irritated.
Talk
I
your
see where you're
boxing,
irritated.
sir. Can you talk your boxing?
I am. I see
Don't
why you're
come at me.
irritated though.
Don't wait. Don't make jokes
What?
like, "Are you watching Waiting to Exhale" and all that? That's now you're trying to say female stuff. Like, we're not gonna do subliminals. I'm gonna tell you as a grown man, don't play with me.
Okay, I'm playing with
That's
you
it.
now.
I'm gonna turn the camera. I'm gonna turn the camera back off.
Look,
Don't play with me, sir.
cut it back off there. Do what you do. All emotional stuff like that.
Hey, sir, forget the emotion. You went there and you said something
Man, go
personal,
play
and
shoot.
then I went up there and
Go play
defended
shoot.
myself, and you don't like it.
Go play
But don't
shoot.
get slapped. But you can get
Do
slapped.
what you do.
You can get slapped.
Who?
You can get slapped.
You look like Jamal.
Okay, I look like Jamal. That's what's up.
Yeah, you look like Jamal.
That's what's up. But
Now
OG,
get it to face and
you
get out of
can't
here.
talk tough
And let me
with a
talk to
pillow
Upper.
neck towel
Let me
around
talk
you.
to Upper.
You got a pillow neck towel
What
around
you
you trying to talk tough.
What you say?
You got a pillow neck towel around you. Why is your
You
hat
like
bent
something
like
from
that?
the PJs.
Why is your
That
hat
long
bent
ass
like that?
face. Shut up.
Why is your hat bent
Long
like
ass
that, sir?
face.
Huh? Why is your hat
You like
bent
the
like
damn
that?
fishnet.
You old as hell. Look, you got
Motherfucker
grandkids up here
motherfucker
talking
mouth
tough
like
on
an
the
ass.
internet
What
with a
they
pillow
replace
around your neck.
mouth with your
You got
asshole.
grandkids. You got
They replace
grandkids.
your mouth with your asshole.
You got grandkids,
Every time
sir.
you talk, you fart.
You got
Shut up.
grandkids, sir.
Shut up when I'm talking.
The hell is you talking about? That hat looking like a
that's
damn
what you do.
Pringle. Your broom look like a damn Pringle. Shut your ass up.
Man, you look like junkyard dog.
Yeah, I know. But I guarantee
play
my
your
lady
theme
look better than
music and
yours.
shut up.
I guarantee you my lady look better than yours.
What lady?
Oh, all right. Fuck is you talking
Where's
about?
she at? Where's your lady at? Where is she at?
Hold on. Where's she at? I'll show you right now. Oh, all right.
Oh, he gonna show his lady on you now. He's flexing on you now.
Hold on.
She might choose me. Oh my.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
She's
okay.
cute. She's cute. I gotta give him credit on that.
No
Oh,
comment.
all right. So what was you saying, sir?
I wasn't saying anything.
Hey man, show your lady now.
Why you upset?
Oh yeah.
Show your lady now.
It's all good. It's all good. I got you, brother.
Yep.
I got you.
You gonna show your
Now,
lady
anyway,
now?
hey, Upper, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So Upper, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm maintaining. I'm maintaining the fact that I think that at the age of 35 years old, now it doesn't happen all the time. At the age of 35 years old, I think that Crawford, to me, is just getting his second win. The way he's fighting, he was even bigger than Spence last night. But hell of a fight, man. Hell of a fight.
That's it.
So I'm listening. Go ahead.
Huh?
I'm listening.
That's all I had to say.
I just think it was wrong to compare him to Mayweather. That's all. He had a great
That's y'all
fight.
opinion. That's all good. It's y'all opinion.
It is opinion, but he fought. I'm sorry.
I said Crawford won the fight, but
he won the fight.
He's bigger than Spence yet. Yeah, he got more accolades, but we don't know about his fan base because Crawford had won a lot of big things, and his fans haven't supported him. They ain't translated into fans. Now that was
but do the amount of fans? I don't think that's a
probably gained some fans from that performance.
No,
probably. I'll be honest.
When you said
nothing more than Floyd. This is what it is.
Say it again. I couldn't hear.
At the end of the day, he hasn't accomplished more than Floyd. Like, period. Like, it just is what it is. When he does, we could talk. We'll have a different conversation. Now, if he go up to 154 and dominate there and do what he going to do, which I think he can do, then we could talk. Then we could talk though. But I don't like speaking on future shit. We got to go off of right here, right now. I can't compare. I can't put him where Floyd.
Well, I think
I can't even put him over Sugar Ray Robinson for real. I mean, not Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard right now.
Listen, I just think that
because they went to 160.
I just think that when he say this is the Bud era, this is just my opinion. I think that Terrence is on that Mount Rushmore of a conversation. I think he's part of the conversation.
I mean, yeah, he's part of the conversation right now.
He obliterated this guy. He obliterated this guy. Like,
okay, that's what I'm saying. He's on the conversation. I'm not gonna sit there. But I tell you like this: I've supported Bud more than Bud fans have. I bought all of his pay-per-views. All his pay-per-views. All these and I've been sick. I even got the one on BLK Prime.
Oh. Oh,
And I'm glad I got it on the
that
damn gift
suspect.
card, and I'm glad I got it on the gift card because they tried to get me twice. But with all these Bud fans that's out here now, why ain't he been able to sell no pay-per-view? Like, these fans ain't been buying his pay-per-views or nothing, because if they have, then the man would have been selling stuff, and he hasn't been.
No, I mean, everybody.
I
Come on,
just
man. That's
think
not really.
I think
That's
a
not
lot of
really
these
true,
people
man. A lot
aren't
of people
Bud
be.
fans.
A lot of people
Honestly,
be illegally
hold on,
down like
bro. Hold on, bro.
streaming.
Like I said, I'll let
It's
you talk.
streaming.
I don't think a lot of these people are Bud fans. I just think they hate Spence. Honestly.
But look, let me ask you a question though.
Just like a lot of them weren't anyway fans, they just didn't like Fulton.
First of all, who would hate Spence? He
Bro,
not no
people hate
heel.
Floyd. They used to buy Floyd's pay-per-views to see him lose. All the
He's
people
not.
weren't
He's
Floyd
not no
Mayweather
heel.
fans.
He's not no heel. He's not no bad guy. He quiet. He just handle his business.
Bro, you ain't gotta be a bad guy for people to hate on you, man. People hate on people all the time, bro. They hated the damn Savior, the Lord, and he was trying to help
that's true.
everybody.
I mean,
There are people that just didn't like him. You're right about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like both. I like Spence and it's just that I'm trying to figure out what was in Spence's head after the first round. I got it.
He was winning the first round. I think he won.
He won the first round, bro.
No, but I think he understood immediately. I think he understood in the first round
knockdown,
it was going to be a long night. I think he understood that.
Nah,
I think he
after
understood
that
after he
knockdown,
got knocked down in the
And
second
somewhere
round.
along the line, he was like, then he wasn't listening to Derek. I just think that he was in a position that nobody ever put him in. What Sean Porter started.
It wasn't that he wasn't listening to Derek, bro.
He
Like,
panicked.
the man had already had his equilibrium rocked. If you watch, like I said, if you watch any kind of professional
That might be a
sports,
good point.
Bro, let me finish. If you see anybody get a concussion in professional sports, you know they have to go through concussion protocol. They don't even get to play the next week. But in boxing, you don't get that same privilege. So even if you out of it after a concussion, man, it takes about a week or two to heal from that.
Yeah.
In boxing, you get a concussion, you got to go back out there, or it's over with. And Terrence hit that man right there in the back of his head, right there between his ear.
I saw
right behind the ear. That is the equilibrium shot. That's where your eardrum is. Your ear is what controls your equilibrium.
right.
And if you've ever been hit right there, I've been rocked right there before, and I was dizzy for a long time. Even when I thought I was still good,
I was
sweat. Let me finish.
I got caught.
Let me finish, bro. Let me finish. I sat back and let you talk.
All right, bro.
And I swayed a little bit.
When
Zab Judah fought Costa Zoo, he got hit in his equilibrium. He hopped back up, thought he was okay, and he boom went right back down. You got to remember that equilibrium is hell, and a concussion is hell. Boxers are warriors to fight through it, and I feel like EJ was a warrior because he kept fighting through. I feel like the fight should have been stopped around the 5th or the 6th round because he was taking unnecessary punishment. It was clear to see that he wasn't right after the 2nd round, and he wasn't going to get right. All it was doing was getting deeper and deeper. I would have preserved him, and
I blame Derek. I blame Derek. He should have stopped it.
But Derek when he's a warrior, that man didn't want to go out. I mean,
but y'all got to remember that 6th round was close. Spence was fighting back, so that 6th round was a little. That's why I don't think he That's why I don't think he threw in the towel that 6th round. Like that 6th round, Spence was fighting back tough.
And see, in the 6th round versus Kell Brook, he turned it around. So they probably felt like
that's why I think Derek ain't throw the towel that round. I think he wanted to.
He just did a little bit better out of all the other rounds. It didn't mean he was coming back. It didn't mean he was coming back. He just did a little bit.
No, I ain't say he wasn't coming back. I'm saying he was fighting back where I think Derek still thought he had a chance. That's what I mean. Like he was fighting back in that 6th more than any other round. You know what I mean? Like
he kept ducking into that power.
Yeah, so it was like he was trying to give his fighter a chance.
But see, Earl, like Derek James kept telling him to stop rolling that way, but it was like after he got hit that 2nd round, he kept ducking right there into that power. And I'm like, Earl, you just keep sticking your head right there. And Bud just kept stepping back and with that reach and pow.
And
he kept that right straight ahead. And see, they worked on making that right jab a power shot. See, it wasn't just a regular right jab. They spent the whole training camp working on that right, that straight right.
Obviously.
And they sat there and worked on it. We seen it in the damn workout. That right hand they was working on that, and they made that shit powerful. They made it super strong. They turned that motherfucker into a Hayukin. I mean, with a Sora Hayukin, and he stepped back. He stepped back and gave Spence the dragon punch.
Yeah.
But like I said, that wasn't the Spence I'm used to seeing. I've watched all of Spence's fights. He was lackluster. He was lackluster, and even in the Mikey Garcia fight, he was bigger than that right there. So that nutritionist need to get the fuck fired, and that strength and conditioning coach. See, I know Blu-ray is sitting right here, like See, the one person that's sitting back right now is Blu-ray. See, when he was with Blu-ray in strength and conditioning, he was strong. You couldn't move Earl.
Yeah.
Bud hit that nigga in the shoulder and damn near stumbled him across the ring. Earl wasn't strong at all. He had no power. He had no power at all. And his timing was off. And his speed
let me
was
ask
off.
you this. Let me ask you this though, Upper. He said it again on Instagram for the third time. He's adamant about wanting a rematch at 147. Like, dude, you a fool.
Yeah, that's not.
Go to 154. Not. If you're trying to go,
he said he won't rematch at 147.
I think it was 154, bro. He put on Twitter 154. He put on Twitter. If he did say 157, he ain't mean it. He put 154.
He said last night.
He said 147 in December.
No, he said 154 on Twitter. He posted that. Congratulations to Terrence Crawford. Hope we could do a rematch at 154 if it come. He put that was today or whatever. So
what he said last night.
You might be right. He might have said that. I'm telling you,
last night he
said
up. No, last night he said if it's at 147, we got to do it. But hopefully it's at 154. He wants 154 because he has no power at 147. Earl can't fight at 147. His body just told him last night. And like I told y'all, you weight drain. That's why I tell when people be like a person's a weight bully, it's no such thing as a weight bully because you crunch it down to that weight, you're half of your own self. So you have to be extremely gifted to be able to beat people when you crunching down like that because you're going in there with half power. Just like you won't see Devin Haney fight at 135 no more because he's damn near welterweight size. I think Devin might have power at a higher weight class.
But he's a big guy.
But since he's been so big down at that little class, he doesn't have no power. Because you don't have power if your muscles don't have strength and if it doesn't have what you need to go in.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you another question. True or false? Jaron Ennis need to step forward or stay away from Crawford?
See, Jaron Ennis is a whole different ball game.
He's calling him out.
Jaron Ennis, he's a lot faster than Earl. He's faster than Bud. Jaron Ennis is a quick fighter, and he's got the reach. He has a long reach. So Bud won't be able to sit there and do the reach right there. And Jaron Ennis is a true switcher, so he can true south. Like Bud is not a true switch hitter. He's a right-hander that fights in the left-hand style.
I think you stay away from him.
Boots Ennis is a switch in the middle of a round and not get caught.
Bud stay away from him.
Bud and Jaron Ennis will be a great fight.
Yeah, that'd be a great fight.
Be two styles, but
I just think that come down to experience upper echelon. I would give Bud, from what I saw last night, I would give Bud the advantage just off of experience. Like I said, those late rounds, those 10th, 11th, 12th, just when the heat turned up. That's all.
But you know, Boots.
I'm from Philly, bro.
Hold on, bro. Hold on 1 second. Let me land real quick. I got you. Boots has one-shot power though, and he know how to hit you with the shit, and he knows he's good at stinging, and he's very quick too. He's very quick. Him and Earl is completely different. Earl is a mow you down, man you down fighter. Boots and Terrence Crawford are more the same, but Boots has some of Keith Thurman, Terrence Crawford, and Floyd in him. But you know he ain't got as much experience. Bud may catch him, but he may catch Bud a lot too, and he got the reach, so Bud won't be able to use the reach on him. And Boots can switch both sides, and he's got the same power in both hands.
I agree.
So if Bud sit there and try to do that, Boots has a fucked up jab as well. Y'all didn't see that power jab Boots got, and it's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm from Philly. That's my guy. I just know what I saw last night, and I know how much you can't never he could have all the skills and talent in the world, but that we talking about Crawford too, who don't lack none of those. Actually, Crawford showed everybody last night, things that we thought he couldn't do, he capable of. So I gotta be a man and be honest, like with what I saw. He
But
put it like
see,
this.
and that's another
Hold
thing
on, let
we
me
haven't
land,
seen.
bro, Echelon. Let me say this.
Okay.
He made his best competition look like his easiest fight, and I can't ignore that.
You damn
I
right.
can't just sweep that under the rug and just say Jerron. As much as I believe in Jerron, I just know how experience and confidence and being around the block does for a fighter. It's a Vander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson. I understand that, yeah, we could be talented, but if a guy just knows what he's doing more and he has more experience at doing it, it could be a problem for you.
Okay,
So
and listen
that's
to this
all.
right here, right? And we all thought that about Bud's resume because he ain't never fought nobody. You got to realize Boots has got more fights. Boots has more fights than Earl. Boots already got over 30 fights.
Yeah, he got 30 fights.
Yeah, so he has experience. He grew up in this shit. His
Yes,
dad
he
was a
did.
boxer. His
Yes,
brothers
he
were
did.
boxers. So
Yes.
we don't know what his experience is. The man say we haven't seen the best of them. We haven't seen nothing. But before Boots and Crawford fight, I still want to see Earl and Crawford back at 154.
No, Echelon, I agree, bro.
Because I haven't seen the best Earl, and we haven't seen the best Earl. And I've been telling people for years that Earl, we ain't never seen the best Earl till he get to 154 to 160. I've always told people that at 147, Earl's not the best.
Upper Echelon, I agree, bro. My biggest thing is I can't go off of what I think I might see. I gotta go off of what I saw and what I know.
But you know what?
And that's
we
all.
can't
That's
go
all
off
I'm
of
saying,
that
bro.
either.
I don't disagree with you. That
I mean, I know
everything
we're
you
not
saying is a
disagreeing.
fact.
We having a boxing talk, but you know what?
Everything you saying
we
is a
can't go off
factor.
nothing until they get in the ring, basically.
Right.
Because
Okay. Well,
it don't.
all right.
You know, his age might catch up with him overnight. We don't know.
The
But
mic, somebody mic.
Right now, Bud is the man.
Trying to figure out what the hell happened.
Yeah.
I can't hear nothing.
Can y'all hear
You can
me?
hear us?
Yeah. Hey, Upper, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So since, because I think I'm seeing how this thing was going to roll out. If everybody's talking about 154, I think Terrence has crashed the party. I think if he move up, I think now the world is trying to see him and Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that
Jamel gonna stop Canelo, bro. Jamel, did y'all see how big Jamel looked?
No.
He was big.
No,
He was. He
Bro,
huge.
you gotta realize, man. Look, you keep doubting Jamel. Jamel is not the same fighter he was 3 fights ago. He's not the same fighter he was 1 fight ago. Jamel is learning off each fight, bro. And Jamel has I've always thought Jamel could beat Canelo when they was in 154 together. That's why Canelo didn't fight them at 154. He didn't fight Jamal at 160. Mm-hmm. See, he pulling Jamel up, but Jamel's 6 feet tall. Canelo 5'8". Jamel got 4-5 inches reach over this man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
But you know, Jamel is a different fighter, and Canelo is on the decline. We've seen that.
Well, Upper, it really come down to this, bro.
We seen Canelo versus John Ryder. We seen him against the old ass Triple G. We've seen it. We've seen Canelo, his showcase fight against John Ryder. His first fight in Guadalajara, Mexico, he was supposed to stop that man.
Yeah, he was. But all right, do you think Jermell is better than Bivol? Do you think he could do to Canelo with Bivol?
Hell no.
And that's why I'm up in the air with that.
Man, Canelo will be Jamel Charlo is a better fighter than John Ryder, period.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Bivol, Upper Echelon. I said Bivol. Do you think do you think he could do what Bivol did to Canelo? Because that's what he would have to do.
He has a longer reach. He has a longer reach than Bivol.
It don't matter.
Hold on 1 second. Y'all go ahead. Give me 1 second.
Hey, bro, what you think? You think that Jermell could do what Bivol did to Canelo?
Absolutely not.
Why you feel that way?
Because I'm looking at the type of pedigree that Canelo has. Jamel is an excellent talent. He can give it to you anytime you want. He can give it to you any way you want. If you want to go brute, if you want to go brawl, he can do that. If you want to box, I think he would suffer the same. To me, I think he would not suffer the same fate as Spence. I just don't see anything about Jamel that makes me say he would be able to beat Canelo.
Even after that last fight you saw against Ryder?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, he said that he did that. Well, word on the street is from an insider, I heard someone say that he did that because he wanted to kind of stay active because he really wants Benavidez. But I think that Benavidez will stop Canelo, no doubt about it.
Benavidez is not going to get the fight against Canelo, nor David Morrell.
He would stop. He would break Canelo in half.
Yeah, he will. I agree.
Benavidez and Canelo, Benavidez and Morrell was made sure that they was not on that 3-fight deal.
Yeah, he won't fight Morrell neither.
They had a 3-fight deal. The name was Charlo, Spence. And maybe Spence got to get this rematch and see what he do for that. But I'm going to tell you like this. Jermell Charlo is better than a lot of people think. Jermell Charlo hits harder than Bivol. And he got power in both hands. And Jermell Charlo has a great jab, just like Bivol. And if he can go through Canelo's first volley of shots and get away from it, then Canelo's going to gas by the 4th, 5th round. He's done in the last 5 fights. Canelo, he's on a down slope. He's ready to get this check and get out of boxing.
I do see that, Alberto. I do agree with that point. I agree there. Like
Canelo and Charlo, they're going to do over 1 million pay-per-view. Canelo has did 800,000 with Caleb Plant. He did 1.2 with Triple G. This will be the highest selling fight of the year, Canelo versus Charlo, because everybody's been wanting to see him versus Charlo. He hasn't fought a black slick fighter since Austin Trout.
He fought Lara. He lost to Lara.
I said since Austin Trout.
How far back was that? Wasn't that after
Arislani Lara was a Cuban that beat his ass, but but he got his ass whooped by Arislani Lara, but Arislani Lara took his foot off the gas. Jermell Charlo's not going to take his foot off the gas. Canelo gas is out. Now that's one thing I'm certain of. Canelo gas is out. And the one thing about Charlo is not the one you want to gas out against.
All right,
one thing about Derek James is going to have his fighters in shape. Spence was in shape. I think he was in too much shape because, like I said, it's a such thing as overworking yourself and overtraining.
Hey, well,
and they kept talking about it. They kept saying when he was done training, Spence would say, "Let's go for 15 more minutes. Let's go for 20 more minutes." Like sometimes you can overwork yourself and you don't get that back, and especially if you're not hydrating back up.
Here's the only thing about that. Here's the only thing I say about Jermell. This is the only reason why I'm on the fence with him with a possible fight with Charlo. I look at
y'all hit that like button for me, man.
I look at his previous fight. I look at how he had a problem getting out of the way from Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison was sniping his ass.
Do you know Tony Harrison?
Tony Harrison is I ain't saying he's a nobody. I'm not gonna say he's
Tony Harrison.
No.
Sniping him.
Stop. That saying that makes you act like a casual, bro. Do you know Tony Harrison is one of the best boxers out there? He is a pure boxer. Tony Harrison is a pure boxing savant. And Tony Harrison is a bad man. But after that second fight to Jermell Charlo knocked something loose in Tony Harrison. When you get hit and knocked out like that, it ruins a fighter. Tony Harrison was a great fight. But I'm gonna tell you like this. Jermell Charlo, ever since he's got to Derek James, each fight he has evolved and gotten better. He lost to Tony Harrison. He came back, knocked him out. He had a tie with Brian Castano, who was a great fighter. He also beat Earl in the amateurs. He came back, he knocked him out. Each fight, Charlo gets better.
He lost that
Charlo
fight
was
too.
Learning.
He lost that first fight with Castano too.
Bro, I just said that. But listen, he gets better each fight. You see the second fight versus Castano, he melted that nigga like butter. This is what I'm trying to tell you. He gets better. I mean, he melted that nigga like butter.
I will say Mel is focused right now. I will say
Mel
is like that.
Mel is on top of his shit.
Yeah, he on top
Mel
of his
is
shit.
on his shit. And you see, Mel was even said the hell at first, you remember a couple years ago, Mel said, I never fight Earl, right? But you remember lately, he said, I'm the king of this division. I ain't going nowhere. So that told me something right there. Like, Mel got a newfound confidence. He don't give a damn if Spence move up or not. That man said he not vacating his shit. So that made me think, like, hold up. Mel knows some shit. And Mel is getting stronger. And now Mel doesn't have to cut his weight all the way down to 154. The man walks around 190. He walks around at 190. Now he only got to cut down to 168. And then he can sit there and build up. Man, that boy right there is gonna be a bad man. It's gonna be a bad day for Canelo. And
No, it
Canelo
ain't.
don't care.
No,
Canelo
it
don't
ain't.
care. He signed a 3-fight deal for $100 million. Plus he gets back in. He's getting 30 million per fight.
You gonna beat?
That's why I'm not mad at Earl Spence, and I don't feel sorry for him because guess what? At the end of the day,
Yeah.
Earl Spence is rich. Terrence
Yeah.
Crawford
No
got
doubt.
rich. And
No doubt.
they sign up for this. This is why
Yep.
we watch boxing to see somebody get their ass smashed.
Yep.
And
All right.
unfortunately, Earl Spence was the man that got smashed. And look, we got to see a new we seen a new star shining bright. See, a lot of people didn't see the greatness that was Terrence Crawford. And last night, in front of the world, in front of about 1 million people, everybody got to see what is truly Bud Crawford. And I'm gonna tell you like this: I shot my head out to him. I still
Straight
don't
up.
like the way he did the negotiations, but hey, the man got paid. Earl got paid. We got a great fight out there, and people got to see Bud. And if you don't respect the man for that fight, then hey, you're not a boxing fan. But I'm gonna tell you like this: all the greats, besides 3 or 4 of them, have taken a loss, and that's what make you great. Is if you can take that loss and bounce back like a champion.
But you weren't
And
talking like that when you went on the Bud campaign.
And I told everybody why I went on a Bud campaign. I used to be a Bud fan until he started doing that bullshit. And I still stand on that. He did a lot of shit that would have cost us this fight. If Earl didn't want that fight this bad, we would have never got it. Because Bud put in all these stipulations that anybody else would have walked away from. Even Earl's advisors told him to walk away from. So if Earl wasn't so adamant about this fight, we never would have got it. Period. You say what you want, we never would have got it.
Well, look, on the side note, I'm getting back on Tony Harris. I don't know how Tony Harrison. I don't know why you would call him a savant. And he got his ass
Anybody
knocked
that's
out by
watched
Tim
boxing
Zoo
knows Tony Harrison is one of the best pure boxers.
and got knocked out by Tim Zoo. That's not a
What did I
savant.
just say? What did I just say?
That's an ass whooping.
No, what did I just say?
Tell
I
me what
just
you
said,
just
are
said.
you not listening? I mean, you listening, but can you hear what I just said? I said, after the Charlo knockout, that did something to him. I sat there and told you he was not the same fighter. That man got his screws knocked loose. If you remember, he almost lost the fight after Charlo. He barely got by. I thought he was given a gift decision. And then he went down there in that little ass ring where he couldn't get away from Tim Zoo and got knocked out. I speak facts, man.
Okay. Point taken.
I mean, that man was in a little ass ring with a slugger. He couldn't get away. And I've been noticing a lot of these fighters, when they get knocked out lately, they be looking real drained. Because Tony Harrison looked it bad. Stephen Fulton looked it bad. Like, it's like they're not in gear or something. I don't know.
Well, you know, man, speaking of which, I hate to say this, but maybe I'm halfway wrong, maybe I'm not, but I think it's going to be, I don't think we're going to see the same Spence anytime soon.
Shout out to my dude Chillville for the $5 cash app. Salute, Chillville. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, brother. Hey, man. I'm going to tell you like this.
It's going to be a long road back, man. Long road back.
Nah.
The way he got pimped out.
Back. They said Holyfield would have a long road back when he lost to Bo the first fight. He came back. He buckled down and beat the shit out of Bo.
You're right, but I'm talking about.
And you know what happened? And then
Spence face. I mean, he looked like he won't even end. Listen, what's your boy? David Avenesian did a better job. I mean, he just straight pimped this guy all night.
And that should tell you something was wrong with Spence. And that should tell you something was wrong. If David Avenesian puts on a better fight than Earl Spence, that should tell you something.
He signed that damn contract. That was Spence's mistake. Maybe he should have stayed away from Crawford.
Yeah, Tony got knocked out by Tim Zoo, but Tim Zoo didn't fight Tony when Tony was Tony. Like I said, it matters when you fight somebody. Tony almost lost to a journeyman after he fought Charlo.
Boy, say it again now. Say it again.
Tony Harrison almost lost to a journeyman after he lost to Charlo.
So, okay, so if we're gonna talk about Canelo and Charlo, I think that we got to put Tim Zoo. We got to put him in the picture too, because I think Jamel is running from him. Don't you think?
How would you say Jermell Charlo is running from Tim Zoo when he got a Canelo Alvarez fight. He has a chance to make 8 to 10 million fighting Tim Tszyu or 30 plus fighting Canelo. Come on, man. And a chance to be undisputed twice.
Listen,
it's no such thing as
before he hurt,
that's the craziest thing ever.
Listen, before Jamel hurt his hand, Jamel acted like he didn't want no smoke with the dude.
How? They had a fight date.
He got injured. So they didn't fight because of the injury. I'm just talking about in the process of it all going down. When they had that first press conference, I think with Brian Castano, when they did like the one-on-one or whatever, it just seemed like Jamel. I don't know. It seemed like Jamel was just a little bit apprehensive. Yeah, he got the fight with Canelo, but I just think he was apprehensive against Tim. Tim was a heavy hitter, man.
He beat Tim Tszyu ass, bro.
Who would?
Jamel said he will beat the shit out of Tim Tszyu.
What do you say?
I said, man, Tim Tszyu is a come-to-head fighter, bro. Matter of fact, Tim Tszyu remind me of how Earl fights last night. Just coming forward. Tim Tszyu don't have no movement or nothing. Tim Tszyu is not an elite fighter, bro. He's a hell of a slugger. That's it.
Well, maybe we see him in a couple more years after this Canelo stuff.
Yeah, Charlo just said last night after he beat Canelo, he coming back down to 154. He got some unfinished business. Charlo is making the best fights.
Well, I know one thing. Caleb Plant would damn sure beat Jamal's ass.
We couldn't say that. I can't say that because guess what? Caleb Plant hit that man and didn't drop him.
I mean, that was just a slap. Like that. I mean, that was a slap. That's worse than a punch. Like he smacked him like a female.
But so you can't say that though, because Jamal might eat Caleb Plant shit and then hit him with some thunder. Jamal Charlo ain't no punk now. Jamal Charlo can fight. Remember that.
Yeah. Well, do me a favor. Name me off top of your head, since he like that. Name 10 people who Jamal been in the ring with.
Austin Trout, Julian J. Rock Jackson. He was in there with Michael. Hold on, I'm eating something.
Yeah, you stalling.
No, I'm eating something. You hear me chewing. He beat shit. It's been a minute. Sergey Differenchenko. And that's some of the good people he's been in there with. I can't name 10 people off the top of my head right now.
Okay. Hey, what you eating, man?
These things called twin snakes. They some sour ass gummies.
Oh.
Stole it from my kids. It's just good, like sour, but they gummy.
Yeah. Hey, well, look, man, I'm about to go out here, man, and get something out on this grill, man. It was good chatting with you. And listen, I want to tell you this again. If I offended you, word up. I apologize. I don't know who the other brother's name is. I apologize to him as well.
Hey, type your name in the chat so I can unblock your ass or something, bro. Because them.
Why you got me blocked? I ain't know I was blocked.
Because when you start getting personal after you done put 1,000 comments in, I said I'm not gonna argue back and forth with you, bro. Like I told you got personal on some of them comments.
But did I not apologize though?
Yeah, but I had blocked you earlier when you did the shit, bro.
Okay. So if I put my name in the chat, you unblock me.
Yeah, I gotta go find your name. Yeah.
So I've never done that before. So just hit chat and put my name in.
Go to the chat, what you normally type in, and type in your full type. Matter of fact, go to your channel, right?
Yeah.
Click on your channel, and then go to the about page, right?
Yeah.
And when you're at the about, copy your link to your channel.
Okay.
And then put it in this private chat back here.
Now this is my first time doing all this. And look, why come I just can't hit the chat button? The chat logo.
Because it's not gonna let you do it, bro.
It's not.
You see, it's a button back here. Did you copy your link yet?
No, not yet. I'm just listening. I'm listening to you telling me how to do it.
All right, go to your page and copy your link.
Okay.
And then back here, you see it says private chat. Put your link, paste your link back here so I can click to your page and unblock you.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, you got to do it while you up here.
Oh, all right. Oh hell.
Yeah, but as long as people keep it boxing, I have no problem with it, man. You know, we can all talk shit, but when people start getting personal, I don't get into that right there because
I
I
feel you,
ain't,
brother.
yeah, I ain't no keyboard warrior. I ain't none of that right there. I know what type of I'm a real man, a grown man, bro. You feel me?
I got you, brother.
Anybody else that be doing that threatening shit, I know because they don't know who I am, so I just don't do it. You feel me?
I got you, brother.
Hey, Shalom.
Shalom, King.
Shalom, King. Hey, I just wanted to touch on that EJ Bud fight. Share my thoughts real quick.
All right.
Yeah, man, that fight turned out pretty much what I thought it was gonna look like. With the exception of I thought that Bud Crawford was gonna have to come out orthodox to take away Earl Spence jab. Him coming out southpaw, he was able to take away the jab with his jab. He pretty much out jabbed the jabber. And I thought that they was going. I thought exactly what was going to happen. I seen Earl getting dropped in this fight. I seen him getting stopped in this fight. I didn't see him getting dominated the way he got dominated in this fight though. I knew it was going. I knew he was going to get beat up like he got beat up, but I thought he was going to make Bud pay the price too. I thought this was going to be Bud stopping him, but I thought Bud was going to take more punishment than he did. Shouts out to EJ, man. I hope he get better and I hope he come back. If not, man, he always got enough money to retire and go into the sunset.
I'm gonna tell you like this, right? Earl Spence getting in that car accident, right? Every fight that he got in after that car accident is a blessing and a plus, right? Because that car accident could have been the end of his career. The fact that he came back and got Danny Garcia fight, he got a Ugas fight, then he got this Crawford fight. The man came back and made arguably over $50 million for him and his family. So Earl's gonna be okay regardless. This is fighting. Like I know some people are upset and sad. I still fuck with Earl. You know, that's my guy. You know, I still fuck with Derrick James. That's my guy and everything. But hey, he lost. This is what happens in boxing. The better man won. Hey, I learned that when Roy Jones lost to Tarver. That was the worst day in my boxing career right there. I was upset for like a week. Until my damn trainer told me, nigga, snap out of that shit. These are professional fighters. You not getting paid. And I sat there and said, damn, that's true. And so I had to think about it like this. These people getting paid. But Earl Spence still my guy. I ain't gonna jump ship. Roy Jones still my favorite fighter, even though he loses and talk shit. But you got to realize this is part of the game. Somebody has to win. Somebody has to lose. If not, how could you know who's the best? Earl went for greatness. He fell short. He strove for the sun, got burnt. But, like I said, we haven't seen the best of Earl. And I got to say like this. If they go to 154 and Earl can't do nothing about it, then, hey, that's just a better man. That's just like we had Sugar Shane, Mayorga, and Vernon Forrester. Y'all remember that? Remember, Vernon Forrester couldn't beat Mayorga for nothing. But Sugar Shane would beat the hell out of Mayorga. But Vernon Forrester would beat the shit out of Sugar Shane. It's just sometimes a fighter has your number. And see, the fact that the fighters gave us this fight, we shouldn't be dogging neither fighter. Because to be honest, Earl kept it respectful. It was Bud's side of the thing that came into the drunk, the trash talking, and all that shit right there first. But then everybody forgets about that. But you know, it's boxing. It's a tribal sport. People, they go with their tribe. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, the better man won that night. And hey,
No,
that's good.
definitely the better man won, man.
He was the better man that night. He was the
Yeah,
better
he was
man
better.
last night. Period.
Yeah, we'll give him the better man. The better man won. He looked at Bud looked at spectacular, man. He looked at special. It was he had everything, man. I didn't see Earl Spence. Earl Spence was able to do nothing with that boy. He couldn't fight him on the inside. Couldn't fight him on the outside. Couldn't fight him in the pocket. The exchanges was exactly what I thought it was gonna be. That Bud was gonna be able to beat him in the exchange and beat him with the counter punches, man. So shouts out to Bud Crawford, 2-time undisputed champion of the world. Shouts out to
And I'm
Earl
gonna tell
Spence.
you like this. I'm glad Bud is the first person to be 2-time undisputed before Inouye. Because Inouye about to be undisputed his next fight. And you can call it what you want to, but I'm glad Israelite king is undisputed twice before, you know what I'm saying, Shawa, because we would never hear the end of it, of how so much great Inoue is and all that. So shout out to Bud for that. He did it for the culture. Key Alexandria, salute, princess. What are you doing up here?
Hey, I just wanted to come in. Basically, I'm eating crow. I really thought that, Earl could pull this off. He is still Team Spence all day. Don't get it twisted.
Oh yeah, man down.
Well, I was always man down. I have to update my pound for pound list. I put it on my social media. But first of all, both respect to these boxers because, as you stated previously, and someone else did too, like these people are coming in to risk their lives to fight.
Every
You know what
time.
I'm saying? Every day, all the time, every fight, anything could go wrong. So, but big shout out to both these fighters for making this happen. And I would never, bash either one. I'm not that type of boxing fan that, bashes them. Because at the end of the day, they can whoop me. You know what I'm saying? I can't get in the ring with them, man or woman. So it's, these are elite fighters. But I want to say that what I was seeing from the fight early on, I knew that it was over in round 2.
Yeah, that's why I
Because
said it was over. I called
yeah,
it at my house. I said, man, this shit gonna be over with. Because when I see him try to grab Bud when he got up, I said, oh, he hurt. He hurt. That's what I
yes,
told him.
exactly. Because in the first round, and I was in Fanon's chat, and if you look at the comments when I was commenting when the first round started, I said, okay, I'll give that to Earl because he had more movement. But then when the second round came, it was probably like 2 minutes in, I want to say, I saw the inevitable because and I posted it on Fanon's comments in his chat. I said, Earl is swinging too much. And I've said it on Knockout Boxing and a few other channels. I said, Earl has to fight discipline because this is a counter puncher. One thing that Crawford knows how to do, just like Pernell Whitaker, Tank, and Sugar Ray, is when he does choose to fight in southpaw stance, he can go backwards. But when he's swinging, when an opponent is swinging at him in a counter and in a southpaw stance, his counter punches are so slick. And
Yeah,
I've
he steps
always
back.
exactly, and I've always said that. I said, Bud is a counterpuncher. He's going to have to watch out for that. And he has to fight discipline. And once I saw that he was unable to time Crawford's counter punches every time, because Spence's counter punches, because Spence kept coming in the second round, and I said it in the chat. I said he has to slow down.
Yeah,
And then
he only had one speed, and that was come forward. Earl should have got on his lateral movement like the Mikey and Danny fight.
right.
But he kept trying to press.
Right. And I think what his mindset was to break him down. But you can't do that to somebody who knows how to fight backwards and knows how to defense counter. You cannot do that because he's gonna catch you every time. And after that first knockdown, I knew it was over because you could see it in Spence's face. It took the mentality was gone. And so when when the third round started, all you seen it was like a shift. Next thing you know, Bud took away his jab, and then he just now was him coming forward and just start sticking it to him. And I'm like, why isn't this man's hands up? I just felt like he went into shock. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, oh my God, Spence just got knocked down. That's exactly what the commenter said. His first time being on the floor, like like it just went. Everything just went. Everybody just went crazy, and at first, I thought, I ain't even gonna lie to you, Upper. I thought he slipped. I'm like, nah, he had to have slipped. But when I go back, when I rewatched it this morning, I said, no, that was a clean knockdown. He hit him with a 2-punch and from a counter stance. Like, that's the thing. Like, and do I think that he can come back in December? No. And I love Spence. I love Spence because the reasons why Spence and Tank have always been my favorites, my go-tos, is because no matter what adversity is thrown at them, they take it on the chin and they leave. There's no excuses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really respect them and the Charlo brothers and all of them for being able to go through that. But the thing that you know that made like that makes me think that he's not ready for him December, because this is a mental fight. It's not about how he looked outside the ring. Inside the ring, people get touched. I'm not even worried about that. How his face was swollen, and they got the memes and stuff about Errol going. I don't care. What it is for me is he gotta mentally get up out of this. You know what I'm saying? He has to truly mentally get up out of this. Like, he has to work himself mentally and emotionally out of this loss, because it was so devastating. And then come back. I would say in a year. And if I was him, I would not. I understand he boxes welterweights and football players and all this other stuff. But if I was him, I would take it back to the fundamentals and box somebody his own size that's bigger than him. And sparring. You know what I'm saying? He needs to work on his defense.
Yep.
It's just certain things, and he has to work on not rushing in. He kept leaning in, throwing over. It was just so many things, and I didn't see that with Ugas. I didn't see that with the rest of them, with Mikey Garcia. And I still feel as though that's his best win. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't see that when he was doing all that. He was much more disciplined, and for some odd reason last night, he was not disciplined. His feet was not underneath him. That's how he got knocked down all the times. Because come on now, let's not act like, you know what I'm saying, that Uga shot, that should have been it for him. He has a chin. We know that. You know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia, he has a chin. We know that. But for some odd reason, I just felt his balance. It was something going on with this man balance for him to get
It
knocked
wasn't
down.
just his back. It was because he got hit with that equilibrium shot behind the head.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
once you get your equilibrium rattled, he got a concussion. And you got to realize a concussion, it takes more than a few minutes for you to recover from a concussion. Like, some people take weeks off before they can come back and compete after concussion. After that second round knockdown, that concussion, Spence was done. And people just didn't realize it, but it was over. The fight was over right then. He was just fighting off sure heart. He didn't stand no chance after that shot. But But I give him credit for having heart and to keep on fighting. But yeah, he was done after that. After he took that shot. But it all goes back to the point that he didn't even rehydrate. It looked like he was like 2 pounds. 2 to 5 pounds heavier than he was when he came off that the scale. Like, they didn't rehydrate properly. I don't know what they was thinking, but it was crazy because I was like, Bud's the bigger guy. Bud was the bigger and stronger guy when it should have been Spence, the bigger guy. That was one of his. That was one of his damn. That was one of his strengths. That was one of his strengths right there. Mm-hmm. And for Bud to be stronger and faster, Spence didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance being a smaller guy. And Bud was able to knock him across the ring with like a shot, and that jab was killing Spence. A southpaw's weakness is a straight right. Bud, being a orthodox fighter in the southpaw stance, was able to turn his jab into a straight right. If we seen him working out, you seen that he had that jab, and he was doing a power jab. You remember in the workout, he had his jab, and it was turned into a power jab like a straight right. And he was popping it right down the pipe every time Earl was right there. So it was getting there quicker than Earl's because it's his dominant hand going against Earl's weak hand. So Earl didn't stand a chance. And they wasn't adjusting to it.
Do you think a rematch?
If it's at 154, I would like to see it because, like I've been telling people, Spence is a lot stronger at 154. He has to crunch down to be 147, so he's only 50% of himself. Spence's ideal weight is 160, but 147, he's done. He can't fight 147. Like, you see that layoff, and you see, like, he just was no match at that weight. And that's just the truth. Like, he can't fuck with Bud at that weight.
Right. And now they're saying that Bud is coming for Jamal because they said he was talking stuff in the crowd to Jamal every time.
Jamal or Jamil?
Jamel, sorry. Jamel, sorry. I was
Well,
getting them
after
mixed up.
what shit? After Jamil finished with Canelo, I would love to see him versus Bud. And Bud move up, but Bud got to get past Spence at 154 first, though. You know, they got that rematch.
I don't know if I'm man, and I love Spence, but I think, and I'm tired. Let me just put this out here: stop bashing Derek James. Don't do that.
Derek James was making great adjustments. Earl just couldn't follow through with it.
Mm-hmm. Don't do that. We're not gonna sit here and bash.
Hey,
like
hold on, Rick Timms. I forgot he was a Cowgirls fan, man. I've never liked the Cowboys. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm a Colts fan. But Rick Timms said that he was a Cowboys fan. I'm gonna tell you like this: win or lose, Earl's still my guy. I rocks with Earl, just like Roy Jones was the worst loss for me. Because Roy Jones was my favorite fighter ever. And he lost. That hurt. But hey, I got over it. Then I realized people are going to lose. People are going to win. You can't get, I mean, that's what this is. This is boxing. So, you know, I just enjoy the fact that we was able to watch it. I would love to see what happens afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to see what happens after they get the 154. Because I know it'll be a much different fight. And I hope, and if he trains with Blu-ray, it'll be a different fight because he'll be stronger.
Why did he leave Blu-ray?
Hey, Marquis, you know something? He did look like he was high as hell, though, man. He did, Marquis. He was all sick. I ain't want to say it. But Earl looked like he did hit a little blunt or something. Because he was just so, his timing was off. Like, he was just, I can't explain it.
He
but
was
whatever
slow.
it was.
He was slow.
Yeah, whatever it was, he got his ass in that ring and got tapped. Man, Yellow Beezy gave that nigga a hit. That's all that was. But shit, whatever it was, he got his ass in this ring and he got stretched out for it.
Yes.
But see, like I said, Ramon and Emily, salute. But yeah, he got hit. And it messed him up.
Yeah, that was over. As soon as he got knocked down, I knew. I was like, it's over with. It's over. He has to build himself back up mentally, not physically. I'm not worried about because we know he can do that. He survived worse with that crash, if you ask me. But it's the mental aspect. Like, he gotta get himself back up there mentally. And I'm just mad that he agreed to all those stipulations. And man, Bud got everything that he wanted and then some. So shout out to Bud, man. It ain't no hate over here. It's still man down all day.
Oh yeah, but
the
you
better
know
man
it's
won.
crazy. It's crazy. Earl pushed for this fight so hard, and it's like he pushed to get his ass whooped. So if he didn't push for this fight, we would have never got this great fight. And that's what people fail to realize. Because Bud was ready to walk away. He didn't want the fight. They forget about that. But hey, like I said, it was a great fight. Can't take nothing away. King Asian Mav, what you got to say, King?
Hey, salute. I was just patiently waiting for the introduction. Salute to everybody on the panel. Salute to everybody in the chat. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to come at it from another angle. Who is the biggest loser in this?
Bob Arum.
Thank you.
That's why I fuck with you. ESPN, Bob Arum, and Top Rank are the biggest losers because they let Bud walk away and they missed out on this big ass fight right here. PBC, Earl, and Bud are all winners right now. Yeah, because they all made. Hey, Richard Pavalik, he's always been an Israelite king, brother. I don't know what you've been talking about. I've never said he wasn't. I've always supported all my Israelite kings. Like I say, Spanish, Native American, African American, Jamaican, Haitian. Look, we all Israelites, and that's what he is. And it was two Israelites fighting. I've never said he wasn't an Israelite king. Like I said, it was a lot of stuff that he did that I wasn't agreeing with. And I'm a fan, and I have a right to not agree with, especially when I buy your shit. And like I said, I buy all of Bud's fights. So with me buying all Bud fight, that makes me a consumer. And when you are a consumer, then you can speak your grievances. And I buy his fights. Have you bought all his fights? And a lot of Bud fans can't say that because hell, his fights don't sell. I even bought that shit off BLK Prime, and only 3,000 or 4,000 people bought that shit. So you can't say that you do that. Now, like I said, if I buy your fights, I have a grievance. And I want to see the best fighting the best. If the best ain't fighting the best, then I can explain and I can complain. And that's what I'm going to do. And he wasn't giving us the fight. I didn't ask for David Avanesian. I asked for Earl and Spence and Bud Crawford. They gave it to me last night. I'm not mad. I'm happy either way it came because, look, we got the fight. We seen what we need to see. And, hey, we moved from it.
Salute up or salute to the panel.
Salute, y'all.
Hey, man, I heard you talking about seeing this fight again at 154. I don't see it. I don't think Errol can beat Bud, man.
Hey, like I said, he'd be a lot stronger at 154.
I understand what you're saying, but I just think he overmatched in the skill department, man.
Bro, I wouldn't say that right there because, like I said, he didn't look the way he normally. Bro, anybody that's ever watched Spence fight, they can tell you that Spence didn't look nothing like his power. Even when he caught Bud, like when I see him catch Bud in the body, I was like, he ain't got shit on them punches. Like I seen it, and he caught Bud clean in the first round, and I see when he got it, and I was like, bro, that shit don't look the same. Like for me, I like to watch boxing. I watch every punch. I don't want to miss a punch. And when I seen it, I'm like, bro, it's not like he's not getting the torque in his shots. Like it was something wrong from the beginning. And like I said, the man was small. The man looked like he may have gained 5 pounds after the weigh-in. Like I don't know what the hell that was, honestly. It looked like he only gained like 5
pounds. All that, but the man signed the contract. He signed on the dotted line to fight the man. He came in the way he came in and got whooped. That's just it.
Yeah, right. And I don't take nothing from it, bro. I've never took nothing from it. I sat there and said that. I say
this is just dialogue as in breaking down what we happen. We still got to respect each other.
Like I've already said.
It's no built-in.
This is what I say right here.
All right, go ahead.
Once you get in that ring, you have no excuses. Period.
Right.
Period. I don't give a damn if your back broke. Like motherfucking Gary Russell. When he got in there with Mark Messiah and his arm was messed up, guess what? Nigga, you knew your shit was fucked up when you got in there. So I'm not trying to hear that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to sit there and make no excuses.
Right. No, the better man won last night.
The better man won. And if the better man wins, you can't make an excuse. But if you got in that ring, then you agreed you was good with yourself before you got in there. So what was the problem? Like, if you got in there, then you was willing to take what came with it. So I'm not going to sit there and make no excuse like that. The man got in the ring and he got whooped.
Yeah, Earl didn't make no excuses though, you know.
Earl came one way. He didn't listen to his corner or nothing. The man fought dumb and he paid for it.
Yeah.
Facts.
But I'm gonna give myself some credit, even though I did pick Spence to win. I say the window of opportunity for Bud to win was what, and I said it on your live upper echelon, and I just remind everyone, no one can say I'm capping. Bud got 3 rounds to get in there and show us he is the man that everybody, that all his supporters were saying he is, and he did that within them 3 rounds. That first second,
the same thing.
I believe, yeah, we were saying, and he did that, and I felt like it was just such a small window for him to jump through that it was almost impossible, but he did that shit.
He
He
did
did it.
that shit and did it right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I said if he couldn't hurt Spence, it was gonna be a long night. But he hurt Spence and he hurt him bad, and it was the beginning
Yeah.
of the end when he got
Right.
knocked down in that second round.
but
Yeah,
like
but
I told y'all, I said this fight can go two ways. I said we'll know what's up with the fight after we see. I said Bud's gonna catch him. There's no way around it. Bud is gonna catch him because Bud's a great fighter. And I said after Spence get caught, how he looks after that fight will determine what happens.
right.
And after he got caught, he went down.
Right.
So that determined what happened. He wasn't ready for it.
And
Like
Bud did it early. He didn't do it late. I didn't see Bud
Bud
having.
came out the gate.
Yeah,
Started
exactly.
fast.
I guess he heard us talking. Somebody said, over his spine, say, "Hey, you got to do it quick." they
But
say
like
you
I
got to.
said, either way, I want to see him against Spence 100%. Like if they do it at 154, make a believer out of me. Like I believe in Bud right now, but I ain't all the way there. You feel what I'm saying? It's still questions. It's still questions that need to be answered.
No,
At
he
least
do
for me.
he do have a great win on his resume though. I ain't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, he do, but like I said, to me, it's still questions. I
He
wanted
made me a believer.
Yeah, I mean, like I said I'm a believer, but like I said, I still have questions. Like in my mind,
feel like
I didn't see what I wanted to see with Spence. Now you take him up to 154, okay? Now everybody said he was weight drained, so he's been at that weight for a long time. Don't get me wrong. So okay, show everybody that it ain't the weight. Show everybody that it's you. You made him look like that. Take him up to 154 because you say you want to go up there and get Jamel Charlo anyway. So take him up to 154. Let him be your first fight at 154. Bust him up good like you say, and then go to Jamel Charlo. But if you take him up to 154 and it's not what you wanted to be, then we're going to see. But I want to see him versus Spence, at his best. So Spence been at that weight class too long. Bud, when he got Bud first weight class was 135. He got too big. He had to get the hell up out of there because his last fight down there, he looked at weight drain. He couldn't even stop the man. And, at 140, he had to get up there because he got too big. When you get too big for a weight class, you have no power in there. And Earl, him and his arrogance, he should have said, fuck Undisputed and moved up and got used to a different weight class. But he thought he was better than everybody else. Like he said, 50% of him is better than 100% of these other people. Well, 50% of you was not. Hold up.
Okay, my bad.
I
My
don't
bad.
think I don't necessarily think he was better than everybody else. I don't think he thought that. He just wanted to complete his mission, and he was in the game too long to complete his mission. You know
No,
what I'm
he
saying?
said.
He wanted.
Bro, hold on. Let me talk about channel. I'm gonna let you get, bro. But he
Got
said
you.
it out of his mouth. He said 50% of me is better than 100% of everybody else. He said that. That came out of his mouth. I got the video where he said it.
Yeah, he did,
But
and we believed it.
At the end of
That's all.
the day, though, at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you what threw me off is when he came inside the ring, man. He just his demeanor in his face. It looked like he just woke up. It's like his energy wasn't there. You
Right.
know, I'm
Yeah.
not taking nothing away from Crawford, but out of all Errol Spence's fights, when he came in there last night and got inside the ring, I don't know what was on his mind or what his body was doing, but he didn't look energized to me, bro. And I said, this is gonna be a long night because he didn't physically look like he was amped up, ready to fight. He just kind of was just
he
dull.
looking lackadaisy.
He just kind of looked dull, man. And I was like, oh shit, my boy might take one to the chin, man. He just didn't look ready, man. And that's just my take on it, man.
Shout out to Devin
If he didn't
Solis
take that
support. Hold
serious.
on one second. Shout out to Devin Solis with the $1 cash out. I appreciate you, Devin.
Yeah, even in the locker room, I don't know if y'all caught it when Bud was in there working on the mitts, and then they took the camera to EJ. It was like he was standing there, and I'm just kind of like cracking jokes right now, like he had just smoked the blunt or something. He was just
looked
sitting
dull, bro. Like he didn't look like he was ready to come out and commit a crime, bro. Like it just didn't look like EJ, man. I don't know if it was him having to try to cut the weight or what, but he just didn't look physically like ready to fight in his face to me. You know what I'm saying? And I got to take my head off to Bud Crawford. You know what I'm
what
saying?
I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna
Salute to
say
Bud
right this,
Crawford.
right?
Great fight. Great fight.
I'm gonna say this right here. At 147, Terrence Crawford is the best. Period. Point blank. Period. Is no denying it. Well,
You got to give it to him.
Boots is up and coming, but he's not there yet. He hasn't did what Terrence Crawford's done. Now, like I said, at 154, that might be a different story. But for right now, Terrence is one up. But
yeah,
like I said, the man was dead before his ring walk. The man was dead from the get-go. And I still don't understand why they didn't let him put on more weight. Like, he looked like he was about 152. Bud looked at brawling and looked at strong. Like, that nigga was looking strong. I'm like, damn, Bud thick right there. Pause.
yeah.
Like that. He was looking
Yeah.
down. He was looking down. He was there. I said, boy,
Yeah.
this is gonna be tough.
Yeah, those them steaks he was eating. I think they didn't have an exit plan. They had a good plan
Hey,
as far as
Tia
him.
Marks, I seen that shit too, bro. Spence demeanor was after the fight, like he didn't even care about the loss. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you like this, TM Harks. If I just got my ass whooped and I just made over $30 million doing it, I wouldn't be upset either, bro. I'm just being real. Them boys both made over 30. They both made a bag. So if I got my ass whooped and I just made a bag, look, it's just a fight, y'all. That's what I tell myself. It's just a damn fight. Because like the other day, they sat there and told, yeah, I've been saying Bud got bigger, Shawar. I said that's why he was having problems cutting that weight. I said he put on too much muscle. And you know, he put on a lot of muscle too. That man was huge. He was about 160 something. But
Bud a lot stronger than what people think, man.
no, I'm talking about y'all see his body though. He put on a lot of weight.
Yeah.
But I sat there and said it. I sat there and said it. He put on a lot of weight. But Earl and Bud both got the biggest paydays ever. You feel what I'm saying for them? And I knew, like, look, they getting paid, so we don't have to feel sorry for neither one of them.
I know.
And
The
Earl,
house I heard it was 25 mil, but it might be another 5 mil.
Let me say this real quick. The other day, y'all remember the interview? The dude said to Earl, he said, it's always been your dream to be undisputed at welterweight. And do y'all remember what Earl said to him?
I'm gonna get some money.
He just wants to make some money.
He said, that's not my dream. My dream was to get some money. That's exactly what he said. And I was like, what the hell? Because I thought,
man, actually, when I heard him say that, bro, I felt like he didn't have his heart all the way into the fight, man. He just worried about making money.
Bro, that threw me for a loop right there.
It threw me off, bro.
Yeah, 2 days ago, the man said, Earl, it was always your dream to be undisputed at welterweight.
Yeah, that was Brian Custer.
Earl said, I don't remember saying that. He said, my dream was to get some money. And I said, whoa.
Yeah,
I said, so all this done turned it. I said, all this shit done turned into a bag. So Earl got his bag. You know, that's why he was so nonchalant. But they're going to do it again. They're going to do it again.
Man,
and they're going to get another bag.
Him and Bud talked on the phone about how much money they was going to make for this fight. And they knew they was going to get a bag. Earl and Bud was in it for the money, man.
Hey.
That's why they was talking about investments and
right? Do y'all think that they sat there and planned to make a trilogy out of this shit?
I wouldn't be surprised. Money rules this society. It's a capitalist society, so you really.
Do y'all think that maybe we can make this thing stretch it out?
I think after the second one, you're kind of pushing it.
No, I'm talking about. Do y'all think they can be like, Bud, you win this one, and I win the rematch?
No.
Because if they have a rematch and Bud wins, Spence wins the rematch, then we got to get a trilogy, right?
Right.
Correct.
They might be planning a trilogy, but like I said, I'm a diehard L. Spence fan. But at the end of the day, man, I hate to say it, but Crawford just had a better edge on him last night, man. Ain't nobody gonna take those licks upside the head just to be taking them, bro. So that
Hey,
shit was real. That shit was real,
hey,
bro.
if you was to get 30 plus million to take licks upside the head, would you not?
Yeah, cause I'm a broke nigga, but yeah.
And then look,
Right. When I heard that, what's his name sent Canelo a $50 million offer, I was like, hell, throw me up in there. I'll fight him for 50 mil.
Right.
shit, I would have fought for 5. I mean, I would have fought for 1, honestly. And I ain't
Right.
even gonna lie. I ain't broke, but a meal, I'd be good.
You know, but
I
you know,
hop my amateur boxing ass up there and get my ass toe out the frame.
Right.
I ain't been
he
in the ring in
he
over 30 years.
just like I said, the way he was fighting last night, looked the way he came in the ring last night. It just looked slow and sluggish, man. His punches didn't have nothing on it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. It's
This
just
is why I think, but you know what, Upper? You on to something. Because I promise you, I watched the fight again, and then I had to go back and look at Earl Spence highlights from previous fights. He didn't do anything he did with Mikey, with Danny, with Ugas. Like, I'm like,
Peter.
yo, he had to. Did he throw this
Peter.
fight? Did he
The,
really
the,
throw this fight?
the first round he came out looking kind of like pre Earl a little bit. Just the first round, but that second round on,
It
no.
was over with. But
But
I'm
Right.
see,
just
that's
saying,
what I
like, I can
say.
see
But
what
look,
Upper is saying. I can really feel that because I swear to God, that is not the Earl Spence that I've been in tune with since 2015,
and you know
2014.
something.
Earl realized this
And
dude
look,
really got
ain't
power.
nobody
That's what it
above it
was.
either because look, boxing, like Earl told us, he said only thing he care about is making that money. He sat there and told us this week. He said he didn't he sat there and said, when they said, ain't this your dream to be undisputed? He said, nah, my dream to get that money. So
Yeah, that threw me off, bro.
so if he loses this fight and they got the rematch coming. Now if he wins the rematch, then guess what comes next?
That trilogy.
And look, just say they make they're gonna make over 30 this fight, but let's say after all of it come in, they make about 50 apiece. Then they fight the rematch. Usually the rematch does bigger. Okay, and he wins the rematch. That's 50 apiece again. So now for the trilogy, it's gonna be everything on the table. Bro, these motherfuckers can walk away, man.
At least 100 million plus.
Yes.
Facts.
And I think that would be a good setup because I like that'll be a good setup because you
Because
talk
guess
about
what?
generational wealth. Like
There's nobody else that Terrence Crawford really can fight like that that's gonna give him that type of money.
Right.
Unless it's Canelo. And Earl don't have too many people he can fight that'll give him that type of money unless it's Canelo.
Right.
So
Hey, you think
if you win
Canelo?
it's called prize fighting. The prize is the money.
Right.
So you got your dancing partner. Like they said, this is my dancing partner. You got the person which you make the biggest bag with. You see, we got Holyfield and Bo 3 times.
Right.
Lennox Lewis and who was that Lennox Lewis fought? How many times did him and Holyfield fight twice? Like big fight, Holyfield Tyson twice. Like big fights always running back. Deontay Wilder and Tyson, they did it 3 times.
Sugar Ray Hearns. That's how Sugar Ray got over 100 million. He fought 3 times.
Exactly.
Floyd
The
too.
best
Floyd went back and fought Medina.
Madonna. Yeah.
Floyd and
Madonna, yeah.
Maidana. Floyd and Castilla, Floyd and Maidana. You know, running it back, get you paid again.
Oh, of course. Yeah. When you got a fan base that's gonna really support it. But now, if you made a point, yeah, that could be in it. But I just want to give Bud his flowers right now. He straight up executed the plan that we put out there, the blueprint
Yeah.
that we say that could be the chink in Earl's armor, and he went out there and did that shit. As
Then we
small
had
of a measure, as small of a measurement that we gave him to do it, he did it. I mean, that window was only like about what 2 feet wide open. He jumped through that motherfucker. Didn't take a side.
Earl, you know,
Hold
Earl
on,
been
hold on
saying this.
1 second. Let me
Oh,
answer
go ahead,
Marilyn
my
Bolton
bad.
question. Why
You
did
know,
Bud
Earl.
give Spence? Hold on, let me answer the question for the people right here.
Oh,
He
my
said,
bad.
why did Bud give Spence his belts back? Because those are Spence belts. One thing about boxing, when you lose in the boxing match, you don't get your belt till like a week later. Like the other fighters let you pose and take pictures with it, but you still got to give them their belts back. Once you're a champion, you always a champion. You always keep your belts. You don't give up your belts. Like, that's part of your sanctioning fees. You got to pay for your championship belts, and then your belts will arrive. Just like that fighter that beat Zab that one time, he couldn't afford his belts, and so he had to drop his belts. Like, that's why, you know, them belts like 120,000. You got to pay for that belt. And see, those are Earl's belts, but Bud had to pose with him, like, and take pictures. Like Josh Taylor, he didn't want to give up his other belts to T.O. He told T.O. to wait till he got it. Now, the ring belt, he had to give to T.O. because that's the ring belt. But that WBO belt, you see, Taylor wouldn't give T.O. the WBO belt because that's his belt. He wasn't about to let T.O. pose with his belt. You don't get your belts till afterwards. All right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, but and shout out to Bud at the end in the post fight. I don't know who that was. His post fight commentary, you know, big ups to him on that as well. You know, it seemed like
Hey,
he was.
TM Hearts, the belts used to have real gold in it. I don't know if they still do or not, but the belts used to be real gold.
Not no more.
But
I
yeah,
don't think so.
I think the super belt still is.
They gold plated now.
Yeah, probably.
What y'all think about the belt they presented him with?
The Ring magazine.
Yeah.
That's the lineal championship. He's a two-time lineal champion.
Mm-hmm.
140 and 147.
Yeah, that mother looked like it was put together real nice. Definitely better than that French fry belt, that franchise belt.
And we also got to start. Well, I'm not saying just speaking for you guys, but we also have to. Well, at least I do. I'm gonna give Bo Mack his flowers as well, because when he was coaching Spence in the corner, Crawford in the corner, he was telling him, take away when he throw the jab, go over. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like,
he
he was
was.
really,
Bo
Mack was getting it in.
Bo Mack was down, bruh. I've never seen Bo Mack. Man, Bo Mack surprised me. He wasn't just a motivational speaker last night.
Derrick James lit a fire under his ass.
Yeah, Derrick James pissed the wrong one off. Like, oh, I've been slacking in my macking.
Yeah, to settle for the 9-piece, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, Bo Mack did his thing. Crawford did his thing. Upper, I can see where you're going with that, with the whole trilogy or just a second fight. Again, for me, I think that it's when it comes to the sport, hats off to both of them, because you can die in this ring. But for Errol,
Force trauma.
yes, but with Errol, what he's gonna have to do, this was a mental. I will continue to stand by the statement. This was a mental ass whooping. He's going to have to dig deep. Although he looked nonchalant and he acted like he didn't care, at the end of the day, he had millions of people counting on him, including myself, that we was going to get a Earl Spence that we're used to seeing, and we did not see that. And so that's got to mess with him mentally, and just the way that he went out. I had money on a 6th and a 9th round stoppage, and I got paid for it, but it's still a bittersweet.
I don't know what it is.
It was still a bittersweet, moment. But he's gonna have to really come back mentally stronger in order to get back in the ring.
Explain it. I mean, it's not bad. It's weird though. Does it got banana in it?
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, sister. He definitely got to come back mentally stronger.
No.
What is it?
Pineapple. Coconut milk, pineapple, banana, mango, lime.
What is it called?
Sunset.
Oh, it's a smoothie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's not bad. I would drink it again. It's just it must be that coconut milk.
And he needs to get because I don't know if you guys was watching the earlier rounds, the cards, but Nonito, they said that Nonito had brought in a defensive trainer, even though it really didn't do any good. But I
Yeah.
think that Earl is gonna have to get
Huh?
Blu-ray or somebody else in there
I
to
can hear
help him
you.
with his defense.
Raps.
You know, and it just wasn't this fight either, though. Even when he fought you guys, you
I
know,
seen that thing about the
I
juice in
was
that
noticing
watermelon. I
slacking
said,
on Earl's
wow.
defense.
They juice the whole thing, and they said it's very good for you. And
I seen it.
tell the difference, huh?
You say what?
The woman in the comments said you can't even tell the difference,
I seen that.
like in the taste.
And he didn't even have his hands up for more. I'm just
Yeah.
like, man, this is not Earl. Like,
Boy,
man, I'm
I've been taking
so
a lot of
man.
shit today.
But shout out to Bud, man. He capitalized off of everything. Like I said, it takes a special fighter to be able to stand in southpaw, fight backwards, and counterpunch. I haven't seen that since Pernell. Tank does it, and Sugar Ray. I haven't seen it since then. And the way that he was just letting off from the second, third, and fourth, and then to be honest with you, it should have been over in the sixth. But Earl is a fighter. And I think it was in the ref's best interest to have ended that in the ninth round. Because it was only gonna get uglier. Once his face was red, I knew, like, man, that was done.
Yeah,
Well, and
once
I
I
hate to
saw
say it,
blood
man.
on it,
I think Crawford spurred him an extra couple rounds, man. Because I think, man, more than I hate to say it, I'm a diehard Spence fan, but from what my eyes saw, I think Spence could have probably got him. I mean, I think Crawford could have got him out of there in the seventh or the eighth, man.
oh, I definitely agree. Yeah, when the doctor
If he
came
would have
on,
turned up, like actually turned up, I think he would have stopped Spence a little bit earlier, man. I ain't even gonna lie, man. I hate to say that, but it's facts.
no, it's facts. Even Bud showed it. He was looking out in the ring, winking at people. You know, like I got this, and he was so calm, so poised, so composed. Like and he was just steady sticking that jab out there, and it was connecting on point. So yeah, he could have definitely he carried him a few rounds. He went ahead and said, "I get paid for overtime." So yeah, salute to him. But hey, this might be just in the mix. Spence could come back, win the next one, and when it's all said and done, they get the biggest paydays of their lives.
Man, I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping for it, but I don't know, man. If Spence can overcome that mental, anything is possible. But to be honest with you, if I was Spence, I'd take my lick, take my money, and go. I ain't even finna stunt to y'all.
What? Just be through with it, or just
Just
go
be
up?
done with it. Cause I mean,
Oh,
you're talking about somebody at the end of the day, let's say it was like that, but you're talking about somebody that's before coming into this fight, 39-0 for a reason.
oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like he's a veteran just like Spence is, but he has more experience, more skill sets. And to be honest with you, I don't even think Bud pulled out all the tools yet. It was like Spence had a plan A and Bud had a plan. We saw A, B, and a part of a C.
right,
We didn't even see him turn up. And to be truthful, we haven't really seen him turn up with any of his fights because he hasn't had to. He
right,
get him out of there so quick or shuts him down so quick. It's too dominating.
right.
And so if this was to go into a second, man, I would be very surprised if Spence win. And that's my boy. It's always man down. But
Oh
if
yeah.
I was him, if I was in his position, I'd take my lick, take my money, and go.
You don't feel like if they could possibly arrange Spence to have a tune-up fight before the rematch, would that be okay?
Who in this division from 147 to 154 is a tune-up fight for Terrence Crawford? See, with Ryan, this and like
I,
going down
I
to
was I was
135.
about to answer the question real
Oh,
quick,
I'm
and,
sorry.
and
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
and they got a name. They're coming off a loss as well. Tony Harris.
Yeah,
Tony Harrison is through, bro. He was through after the Charlo
Okay, fam.
fight.
So you see where we going with this.
No, but Tony Harrison lost bad after the
Costa Zoo.
Charlo
Yeah, he
fight.
lost.
After the Charlo fight, he lost the fight to a journeyman, but they gave him a gift decision so he could be a name for Tim Zoo.
Right. And
Yeah, Tony Harrison is nothing. He's done, bro. He probably retired.
right. I was just saying, hey, come out there. I don't want to see Spence just end on this note. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Because
he's not about to end. He's about to bounce back just as strong as ever, bro. I
yeah,
think this is
yeah.
gonna be
That's
fire. This is gonna be fuel for the fire. And like I said, they got a rematch clause. And so this about to be another paycheck for both of them. They both about to get back in that ring.
Yeah. I didn't get your name, ma'am. I don't see your name on your
Oh,
thing.
That's key.
Kiki.
TK.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement with her as far as the mental aspect and probably the spiritual aspect. You know, he got to get those things back on par. I'm not worried about his conditioning. And then I think in the diet, when I say they didn't have an exit plan, they had a plan for him to cut the weight, but then to rehydrate properly, I think the dietitian failed on that. So at 154, they ain't gonna have to worry about that. You know, he
They
could get
still
back
gonna
to
have
the
to worry about it because Earl, his natural weight will be about 160, but they wouldn't have to cut as much.
right. Right.
See, like
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Jamel walks around like around 190, but see,
Okay.
he only got to cut down to 168 now. So now he ain't got to crunch his body down because 154 was starting to kick Jamel's ass too. But
Right.
now he has some playing room with Canelo now, so
Yeah.
that's good. Canelo's about to feel that man now.
And I agree. He's Earl got it. Earl got to get his lick back some way, somehow, and to quiet down the fans because he let a lot of people down.
Right.
He guaranteed us the win.
And
Exactly. So,
Earl, you owe me 15 racks. I'm just joking.
He owe me a car note for real.
Hey, he owe me a new heart because my shit is broke.
Hey,
Right.
bet it on the
it's
round.
the fact that I put so much
Call
on that
me the 10
motherfucker,
man
bro.
off a Wizard of Oz. I ain't got no heart, boy.
Hey, that nigga cost me a 4-way, really. You feel
Man,
me?
I couldn't even sleep last night, bro.
Hey, man, my wife been letting me have it. She talking about I could have got me, but all the shit she could have got, she don't explain to me. She talking about we could have got our daughter a new car because my daughter 15, so she gonna be driving next year. We could have got her damn car. Yeah. But what would you say if Earl would have got the knockout then? You'd have been like, you the greatest? Yeah.
Right.
Man, Earl gotta get his lick back. Earl, now that I'm just sitting thinking about it, Earl gotta get something. If it's not Bud, he gotta do something. And I'm pretty sure that Derek and them is working on it.
Shawai, I think if he's up there and if he could press the issue the way he really needs to, and if he could fight, it'll be a different fight. But like I said,
What version of Spence you would have preferred to show up in the ring from what y'all seen in the past?
When he fought Lamont Peterson?
Okay.
Facts.
Lamont Peterson, he was so sharp, on his feet, very, very, you know what I'm saying, loose, man. He was just really sharp. I'm telling you, man, that's the Earl that's got to come in, bro. If he ain't sharp like that, it's going to be a bad night.
I would say the Earl versus Danny Garcia because that's when he showed us wrinkles in his game. Because the Earl that fought Ugas, he was off for the first 6 rounds as well. He just powered through it because he was reaching and doing all that to Ugas. Ugas just didn't have the counter punching power to punish him like Bud did. But he was a lot more bigger in the Ugas fight as well. Like I said, this time, man, he looked at real weak and frail, man. Like I don't know what the hell happened. Like,
hey, I think he looked good fighting what's my boy named Chris Van Heron from Africa?
Yeah.
He looked sharp in that fight too, and plus that fight was at 154, so he did look strong in that fight.
Right.
Daniel Lardy? Or you talking about Chris Van Heron?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Van Heron. He fought Chris Van Heron at 154. He looked real sharp in that fight too.
It was at 149, bro.
No, that's at 154, fam.
Nah, Earl's never fought at 154. He's fought at 152, 149, and 147.
What did he fight Chris at?
152 or 149.
Okay. I know he's a 150 something.
Because you know he was coming off the when you at 147, you know until you get into the top 10, you know you got 5 pounds you can play with. You feel what I'm saying? Like the dude that fought earlier against Garcia, that Giovanni guy. You remember they both was like a couple pounds over the weight limit because you know they not in the top 10. Like when you're not in the top 10, your weight is a flexible weight. Like if you see Truck Simpson fight, Truck Simpson fight at 160, but you know he'll come in at like 164, 165. Because until you get into the contender mode, you know your weight can be off until you become a contender. Because you know you still considered a prospect. But once you become a contender, that weight is enforced. Once you get to 10 rounds, that weight gotta be forced. But last night it wasn't for the Garcia and old boy fight. But it didn't make it.
But I agree with the guy on the panel. I think the Lamont Peterson version of Spence definitely would have made that fight last night way more competitive.
Yeah, he was real sharp in that fight, man. Plus, all that, but those two fights we talking about with him and Van Hernen, man, both of those was before the car accident as well.
Right, correct.
So I don't know, man. It's kind of a toss-up, man. I really don't know what to say, man. I just think those are two of the sharpest fights I've seen him was in, and he looked real sharp against Chris Algier, too.
Yeah, he definitely looked unbeatable in all those fights.
I mean, he was real sharp. His punches was nice, crisp, sharp, fast. You know, last night, like I said, even when he fought Ugas, man, his punches looked a little sluggish. He's swinging wide left. You know, I don't know, man. Kind of hard to say.
And it only took one round. Normally, it takes Bud about 3 rounds to fully, you know what I'm saying, like download his opponents. Man, it took that man less than in the first round, probably the last minute of that round, he had Spence's number, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that's what we said, Kiki. That's what he was gonna have to do if he was gonna have a shot at beating Spence, and he did that.
Hey, man, salute to all y'all, man. I got to get my motorcycle to the shop, man. Enjoy chatting with y'all, man.
Oh,
all right,
all
right, man. I'll holler at you later, bro.
All right, I'm about to let everybody get their final talk, man. Their final message. I'll be back up here later on today.
All right, bet.
All right, salute to everybody. Key, go ahead and get your final thought.
You said who?
You go ahead and get your final thought.
Oh, sorry. I mean, thank you. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the chat. I was rooting for Earl. It's still Mandown. He needs to work on his defense. I need the Earl to show up. That was with Danny. That was with Lamont. I don't know if this is wishful thinking. Do I think he has a better shot at 154? Only time will tell. But he needs to get over this mental and spiritual hump that just happened last night. I'm very proud of both fighters. I'm glad that no one got, too hurt in this fight. And the best man won. Shout out to Bud Crawford. He's now replaced Earl Spence as the number 1 pound for pound on my list. I got to be fair. Just like Anyway replaced Cool Boy Stuff. So shout out to y'all, man.
Salute, Princess. Salute. And salute to each and every one of y'all that came to see it, bro. Like I said, when I'm wrong, I stand on it. I was wrong. But, hey, we got a great fight out of it. I'm about to put my outro on. Y'all hit the notification. I'll be back on later on today. And I've dropped 2 videos. Y'all go check them out on Bud. They're great videos. I'm going to do videos on everybody, And I lost my bet to Timothy Stoudemire. So I got to be a Bud fan for a week, even though I've been a Bud fan. But I got to make videos for him every day. But this your boy Upper Echelon, man. We about to blow it.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Tryna catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leaving nigga bleeding. I get the squeezing, leaving nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leaving nigga bleeding. I get the squeezing, leaving nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK to anybody kill. Hop out, keep it drilling and spilling. Stay on point, 6-2, gon' split 'em. LPN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eating bullet for dinner. 5 boys sell, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops, Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. I got all those shit, nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leaving nigga bleeding. I get this crazy, leaving nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leaving nigga bleeding. I get the squeezing, leaving nigga bleeding.
Hey, Shawar, it's my homeboy. His name the Real G Stacks. He got a YouTube. I can't. Yeah, I got it from the studio, but he was one of our artists and stuff. But I find where he got it posted at. But peace and blessings. I'm out.